Aphrodite. 109 languages. Aphrodite. Goddess of love, lust, passion, pleasure, beauty, and sexuality. Member of the 12 Olympians. The Ludovisi-Cnidian Aphrodite, Roman. Marble copy, torso and thighs, with restored head, arms, legs and drapery support. Abode Mount Olympus. Planet Venus. Animals: dolphin, sparrow, dove, swan. Hare, goose, bee, fish. Butterfly. Symbol: rose, seashell, pearl, mirror. Girdle: anemone, lettuce. Narcissus. Trema: myrtle, apple. Pomegranate. Genealogy. Cypris redirects here. For other uses, see Aphrodite, disambiguation, and Cypris, disambiguation. Aphrodite, / Latin letter AEF other T / Aphrodite, 3, is an ancient Greek goddess associated with love, lust, beauty, pleasure, passion, procreation, and as her syncretized Roman goddess counterpart. Venus, desire, sex, fertility, prosperity, and victory. Aphrodite's major symbols include seashells, myrtles, roses, doves, sparrows, and swans. The cult of Aphrodite was largely derived from that of the Phoenician goddess Astarte, a cognate of the East Semitic goddess Ishtar, whose cult was based on the Sumerian cult of Inanna. Aphrodite's main cult centers were Cythera, Cyprus, Corinth, and Athens. Her main festival was the Aphrodisia, which was celebrated annually in midsummer. In Laconia, Aphrodite was worshipped as a warrior goddess. She was also the patron goddess of prostitutes, an association which led early scholars to propose the concept of sacred prostitution in Greco-Roman culture, an idea which is now generally seen as erroneous. In Hesiod's Theogony, Aphrodite is born off the coast of Cythera. From the foam, Aphros, produced by Uranus's genitals, which his son Cronus had severed and thrown into the sea. In Homer's Iliad, however, she is the daughter of Zeus and Dione. Plato, in his Symposium, asserts that these two origins actually belong to separate entities: Aphrodite Urania, a transcendent heavenly Aphrodite, and Aphrodite Pandemos, Aphrodite common to all the people. For Aphrodite had many other epithets, each emphasizing a different aspect of the same goddess, or used by a different local cult. Thus she was also known as Cythera, Lady of Cythera, and Cypris, Lady of Cyprus, because both locations claimed to be the place of her birth. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite was married to Hephaestus, the god of fire, blacksmiths and metalworking. Aphrodite was frequently unfaithful to him and had many lovers. In the Odyssey, she is caught in the act of adultery with Mars, the god of war. In the first Homeric hymn to Aphrodite, she seduces the mortal shepherd Anchises. Aphrodite was also the surrogate mother and lover of the mortal shepherd Adonis, who was killed by a wild boar. Along with Athena and Hera, Aphrodite was one of the three goddesses whose feud resulted in the beginning of the Trojan War, and she plays a Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Parents Zeus and Dione, Homer, 1. Uranus, Hesiod, 2. Consort Hephaestus, divorced. Mars, unmarried consort. Several lovers. Children Eros, Phobos, Deimos. Harmonia, hot hose, Anteros. Imerus, Hermaphroditus. Rhodos, Eryx, Pytho, the Graces, Bo, Golgos. Priapus, Ines. Equivalents. Canaanite Astarte. Roman Venus. Mesopotamian Inanna. Egyptian Atha, Isis. Major role throughout the Iliad. Aphrodite has been featured in Western art as a symbol of female beauty and has appeared in numerous works of Western literature. She is a major deity in modern Neopagan religions, including the Church of Aphrodite, Wicca, and Hellenismos. Etymology. Hesiod derives the name Aphrodite from Aphros, sea. Foam, 5, interpreting the name as risen from the foam, 6, 5, but most modern scholars regard this as a spurious folk etymology. 5, 7. Early modern scholars of classical mythology attempted to argue that Aphrodite's name was of Greek or Indo-European origin, but these efforts have mostly been abandoned. 7. Aphrodite's name is generally accepted to be of non-Greek, probably Semitic, origin, but its exact derivation cannot be determined with confidence. 7, 8. Scholars in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, accepting Hesiod's foam etymology as genuine, analyzed the second part of Aphrodite's name as *odt wanderer, 9, or as *dt bright. 10, 11, more recently. Michael Jander, also accepting Hesiod's etymology, has argued in favor of the latter of these interpretations and claims the story of a birth from the foam as an Indo-European mytheme. 12, 13, similarly, Christoph Thomas Wittchak proposes an Indo-European compound *ab or a variant *dei to shine, also referring to Eos, 14, and Daniel Colligan has interpreted Aphrodite's name as shining up from the mist /foam. 15. Other scholars have argued that these hypotheses are unlikely, since Aphrodite's attributes are entirely different from those of both Eos and the Vedic deity Ushas. 16, 17. Modern scholars, due to the believed Near Eastern origins of Aphrodite's worship, have since proposed Semitic origins for the name. 8, 18. Some scholars, such as Fritz Hommel, have suggested that Aphrodite's name is a Hellenized pronunciation of the name Astarte. Other scholars, however, reject this as being linguistically untenable. 19, 20. Martin West reconstructs a Cyprian Canaanite form of the name as either *aprod or *aproti, and cautiously suggests the latter as being an epithet with the meaning she of the villages. 21. Aaron Wilson Wright suggests the Phoenician form *aprod as an illative epithet meaning unique, excellent, sublime. 22. A number of improbable non-Greek etymologies have also been suggested. One Semitic etymology compares Aphrodite to the Assyrian Berchu, the name of a female demon that appears in Middle Babylonian and Late Babylonian texts. 23. Hammerstrom, 24, looks to Etruscan, comparing Penelord, an Etruscan honorific loaned into Greek as 25, 8, 26. This would make the theonym in origin an honorific, the lady. 25, 8. Most scholars reject this etymology as implausible. 25, 8, 26, especially since Aphrodite's name actually appears in Etruscan in the borrowed form Apru, from Greek apha, clipped form of Aphrodite. 8. The medieval Etymologicum Magnum, c. 1150, offers a highly contrived etymology, deriving Aphrodite from the compound Hebrodiatos, she who lives delicately, from her bros and dieta. The alteration from B to PH is explained as a familiar characteristic of Greek obvious from the Macedonians. 27. In the Cypriot syllabary, a syllabic script used on the island of Cyprus from the 11th until the 4th centuries BC, Aphrodite's name is attested in the forms, aporo taoi, read right to left, 28, aporo. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Late 2nd millennium BC. Nude figurine of Ishtar from Susa, showing her wearing a crown and clutching her breasts. Early 5th century BC statue of Aphrodite from Cyprus, showing her wearing a cylinder crown and holding a dove. Titai, samewise, 29, and finally, Aphrodite, Aphrodisian, related to Aphrodite, in the context of a month. 30. Origins. Near Eastern love goddess. The cult of Aphrodite in Greece was imported from, or at least influenced by, the cult of Astarte in Phoenicia, 31, 32, 33, 34, which, in turn, was influenced by the cult of the Mesopotamian goddess known as Ishtar to the East Semitic peoples and as Inanna to the Sumerians. 35, 33, 34. Pausanias states that the first to establish a cult of Aphrodite were the Assyrians, followed by the Paphians of Cyprus and then the Phoenicians at Ascalon. The Phoenicians, in turn, taught her worship to the people of Scythera. 36. Aphrodite took on Inanna Ishtar's associations with sexuality and procreation. 37. Furthermore, she was known as Aurania, Omicron, which means heavenly. 38. A title corresponding to Inanna's role as the Queen of Heaven. 38, 39. Early artistic and literary portrayals of Aphrodite are extremely similar. On Inanna Ishtar. 37. Like Inanna Ishtar, Aphrodite was also a warrior goddess. 37, 32, 40, the 2nd century AD. Greek geographer Pausanias records that, in Sparta, Aphrodite was worshipped as Aphrodite, which means warlike. 41, 42. He also mentions that Aphrodite's most ancient cult statues in Sparta and on Scythera showed her bearing arms. 41, 42, 43, 37. Modern scholars note that Aphrodite's warrior goddess aspects appear in the oldest strata of her worship, 44, and see it as an indication of her Near Eastern origins. 44, 45. 19th century classical scholars had a general aversion to the idea that ancient Greek religion was at all influenced by the cultures of the Near East, 46, but even Friedrich Gottlieb Welcker, who argued that Near Eastern influence on Greek culture was largely confined to material culture, 46, admitted that Aphrodite was clearly of Phoenician origin. 46. The significant influence of Near Eastern culture on early Greek religion in general, and on the cult of Aphrodite in particular, 47, is now widely recognized as dating to a period of Orientalization during the 8th century BC, 47, when archaic Greece was on the fringes of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. 48. Indo-European dawn goddess. Some early comparative mythologists opposed to the idea of a Near Eastern origin argued that Aphrodite originated as an aspect of the Greek dawn goddess Eos, 49, 50, and that she was therefore ultimately derived from the Proto-Indo-European dawn goddess *H. A. Us, properly Greek Eos, Latin Aurora, Sanskrit Ushas. 49, 50, most modern scholars have now rejected the notion of a purely Indo-European Aphrodite. 7, 51, 17, 52, but it is possible that Aphrodite, originally a Semitic deity, may have been influenced by the Indo-European dawn goddess. 52, both Aphrodite and Eos were known for their erotic beauty and aggressive sexuality. 50, and both had relationships with. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Aphrodite Aurania, draped rather than nude, with her foot resting on a tortoise. Louva. Ancient Greek Herma of Aphroditus, a male form of Aphrodite. 54, 55, 56. Currently held in the National Museum in Stockholm. Mortal lovers. 50. Both goddesses were associated with the colors red, white, and gold. 50. Michael Janda etymologizes Aphrodite's name as an epithet of Eos, meaning she who rises from the foam of the ocean. 13, and points to Hesiod's Theogony account of Aphrodite's birth as an archaic reflex of Indo-European myth. 13. Aphrodite rising out of the waters after Cronus defeats Uranus as a mytheme would then be directly cognate to the Rigvedic myth of Indra defeating Vajra, liberating Ushas. 12. 13. Another key similarity between Aphrodite and the Indo-European dawn goddess is her close kinship to the Greek sky deity. 52, since both of the main claimants to her paternity, Zeus and Uranus, are sky deities. 53. Forms and epithets. See also, category epithets of Aphrodite. Aphrodite's most common cultic epithet was Aurania, meaning heavenly. 57, 58, but this epithet almost never occurs in literary texts, indicating a purely cultic significance. 59. Another common name for Aphrodite was Pandemos, for all the folk. 60. In her role as Aphrodite Pandemos, Aphrodite was associated with Pyth, meaning persuasion. 61, and could be prayed to for aid in seduction. 61. The character of Pausanias in Plato's Symposium takes differing cult practices associated with different epithets of the goddess to claim that Aurania and Pandemos are, in fact, separate goddesses. He asserts that Aphrodite Aurania is the celestial Aphrodite, born from the sea foam after Cronus castrated Uranus, and the older of the two goddesses. According to the Symposium, Aphrodite Aurania is the inspiration of male homosexual desire, specifically the ephebic eros, and pederasty. Aphrodite Pandemos, by contrast, is the younger of the two goddesses, the common Aphrodite, born from the union of Zeus and Dione, and the inspiration of heterosexual desire and sexual promiscuity, the lesser of the two loves. 62, 63. Paphion was one of her epithets, after the Paphos in Cyprus where she had emerged from the sea at her birth. 64. Among the Neoplatonists and, later, their Christian interpreters, Aurania is associated with spiritual love, and Pandemos with physical love, desire. A representation of Aurania with her foot resting on a tortoise came to be seen as emblematic of discretion in conjugal love. It was the subject of a chryselephantine sculpture by Phidias for Elis, known only from a parenthetical comment by the geographer Pausanias. 65. One of Aphrodite's most common literary epithets is Philomides, 66, which means smile. Loving, 66, but is sometimes mistranslated as laughter-loving. 66. This epithet occurs throughout both of the Homeric epics and the first Homeric hymn to Aphrodite. 66. Hesiod references it once in his Theogony in the context of Aphrodite's birth, 67, but interprets it as genital loving rather than smile loving. 67. Monica Cyrano. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Ruins of the Temple of Aphrodite at Aphrodisias. Notes that the epithet may relate to the fact that, in many artistic depictions of Aphrodite, she is shown smiling. 67. Other common literary epithets are Cypris and Scythia, 68, which derive from her associations with the islands of Cyprus and Scythia respectively. 68. On Cyprus, Aphrodite was sometimes called Elemen, the merciful. 58. In Athens, she was known as Aphrodite. En Kopois, Aphrodite of the Gardens. 58. At Cape Colliers, a town along the Attic coast, she was venerated as Genetalis Mother. 58. The Spartans worshipped her as Potnia Mistress, Inopleos armed, Morpho shapely. Ambulagia she who postpones old age. 58. Across the Greek world, she was known under epithets such as Melanis Black One, Scotia Dark One, Androphanos Killer of Men, Anasia Unholy, and Timboricus Gravedigger, 56, all of which indicate her darker, more violent nature. 56. She had the epithet automata because, according to Servius, she was the source of spontaneous love. 69. A male version of Aphrodite known as Aphroditus was worshipped in the city of Amathus on Cyprus. 54, 55, 56. Aphroditus was depicted with the figure and dress of a woman, but had a beard, and was shown lifting his dress to reveal an erect phallus. 54, 55. This gesture was believed to be an apotropaic symbol, and was thought to convey good fortune upon the viewer. 70. Eventually, the popularity of Aphroditus waned as the mainstream, fully feminine version of Aphrodite became more popular, but traces of his cult are preserved in the later legends of Hermaphroditus. 55. Worship. Classical period. Aphrodite's main festival, the Aphrodisia, was celebrated across Greece, but particularly in Athens and Corinth. In Athens, the Aphrodisia was celebrated on the fourth day of the month of Hecatombaion in honor of Aphrodite's role in the unification of Attica. 71, 72. During this festival, the priests of Aphrodite would purify the temple of Aphrodite Pandemos on the southwestern slope of the Acropolis with the blood of a sacrificed dove. 73. Next, the altars would be anointed, 73, and the cult statues of Aphrodite Pandemos and Pytho would be escorted in a majestic procession to a place where they would be ritually bathed. 74. Aphrodite was also honored in Athens as part of the Arepharia festival. 75. The fourth day of every month was sacred to Aphrodite. 76. Pausanias records that, in Sparta, Aphrodite was worshipped as Aphrodite, which means warlike. 41, 42. This epithet stresses Aphrodite's connections to us, with whom she had extramarital relations. 41, 42. Pausanias also records that, in Sparta, 41, 42, and on Scythera, a number of extremely ancient cult statues of Aphrodite portrayed her bearing arms. 43, 58, other cult statues showed her bound in chains. 58. Aphrodite was the patron goddess of prostitutes of all varieties. 77, 58, ranging from pornai, cheap street prostitutes typically owned as slaves by wealthy pimps, to hetairai, expensive, well-educated hired companions, who were usually self-employed and sometimes provided sex to their customers. 78. The city of Corinth was renowned throughout the ancient world for its many hetairai. 79. Who had a widespread reputation for being among the most skilled, but also the most expensive, prostitutes in the Greek world. 79. Corinth also had a major temple. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Greek relief from Aphrodisias, depicting a Roman-influenced Aphrodite sitting on a throne, holding an infant while the shepherd Anchises stands beside her. To Aphrodite located on the Acrocorinth, 79, and was one of the main centers of her cult. 79. Records of numerous dedications to Aphrodite made by successful courtesans have survived in poems and in pottery inscriptions. 78. References to Aphrodite in association with prostitution are found in Corinth as well as on the islands of Cyprus, Scythera, and Sicily. 80. Aphrodite's Mesopotamian precursor Inanna Ishtar was also closely associated with prostitution. 81, 82, 80. Scholars in the 19th and 20th centuries believed that the cult of Aphrodite may have involved ritual prostitution. 82, 80, an assumption based on ambiguous passages in certain ancient texts, particularly a fragment of Ascolion by the Butian poet Pindar. 83, which mentions prostitutes in Corinth in association with Aphrodite. 83. Modern scholars now dismiss the notion of ritual prostitution in Greece as a historiographic myth with no factual basis. 84. Hellenistic and Roman periods. During the Hellenistic period, the Greeks identified Aphrodite with the ancient Egyptian goddesses Atha and Isis. 85, 86, 87, Aphrodite was the patron goddess of the Lagid queens. 88, and Queen Arsinoe too was identified as her mortal incarnation. 88, Aphrodite was worshipped in Alexandria. 88, and had numerous temples in and around the city. 88, Arsinoe too introduced the cult of Adonis to Alexandria and many of the women there partook in it. 88, the Tesseracanteres, a gigantic catamaran galley designed by Archimedes for Ptolemy IV Philopator, had a circular temple to Aphrodite on it with a marble statue of the goddess herself. 88, in the 2nd century BC, Ptolemy VIII Physcon and his wives Cleopatra II and Cleopatra III dedicated a temple to Aphrodite at Philae. 88, statuettes of Aphrodite for personal devotion became common in Egypt starting in the early Ptolemaic times and extending until long after Egypt became a Roman province. 88. The ancient Romans identified Aphrodite with their goddess Venus. 89, who was originally a goddess of agricultural fertility, vegetation, and springtime. 89. According to the Roman historian Livy, Aphrodite and Venus were officially identified in the 3rd century BC. 90, when the cult of Venus Erycina was Introduced to Rome from the Greek sanctuary of Aphrodite on Mount Eryx in Sicily. 90. After this point, Romans adopted Aphrodite's iconography and myths and applied them to Venus. 90. Because Aphrodite was the mother of the Trojan hero Aeneas in Greek mythology, 90, and Roman tradition claimed Aeneas as the founder of Rome, 90, Venus became venerated as Venus Genitrix, the mother of the entire Roman nation. 90. Julius Caesar claimed to be directly descended from Aeneas's son Euryalus, 91, and became a strong proponent of the cult of Venus. 91. This precedent was later followed by his nephew Augustus and the later emperors claiming succession from him. 91. This syncretism greatly impacted Greek worship of Aphrodite. 92. During the Roman era, the cults of Aphrodite in many Greek cities began to emphasize her relationship with Troy and Aeneas. 92. They also began to adopt distinctively Roman elements, 92, portraying Aphrodite as more maternal, more militaristic, and more concerned with administrative bureaucracy. 92. She was claimed as a divine guardian by many political magistrates. 92. Appearances of Aphrodite in Greek literature also vastly proliferated, usually showing Aphrodite in a characteristically Roman manner. 93. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Birth of Venus, c. 1485, by Sandro Botticelli, 94, Uffizi, Florence. Early 4th century BC Attic pottery vessel in the shape of Aphrodite inside a shell from the Phanagoria Cemetery in the Taman Peninsula. Petra II Romea, the Rock of the Greek, Aphrodite's legendary birthplace in Paphos, Cyprus. Mythology. Birth. Aphrodite is usually said to have been born near her chief center of worship, Paphos, on the island of Cyprus, which is why she is sometimes called Cyprian, especially in the poetic works of Sappho. The sanctuary of Aphrodite Paphia, marking her birthplace, was a place of pilgrimage in the ancient world for centuries. 95. Other versions of her myth have her born near the island of Cythera, hence another of her names, Cythera. 96. Cythera was a stopping place for trade and culture between Crete and the Peloponnesus. 97. So these stories may preserve traces of the migration of Aphrodite's cult from the Middle East to mainland Greece. 98. According to the version of her birth recounted by Hesiod in his Theogony, 99, 100, Cronus severed Uranus' genitals and threw them behind him into the sea. 100, 101, 102, the foam from his genitals gave rise to Aphrodite. 5, hence her name, which Hesiod interprets as foam arisen. 5. While the giants, the Erinyes, Furies, and the Malii emerged from the drops of his blood. 100, 101, Hesiod states that the genitals were carried over the sea a long time, and white foam arose from the immortal flesh, with it a girl grew. After Aphrodite was born from the sea foam, she washed up to shore in the presence of the other gods. Hesiod's account of Aphrodite's birth following Uranus's castration is probably derived from the Song of Kumarbi, 103, 104, an ancient Hittite epic poem in which the god Kumarbi overthrows his father Anu, the god of the sky, and bites off his genitals, causing him to become pregnant. and give birth to Anu's children, which include Ishtar and her brother Teshub. The Hittite storm god. 103, 104. In the Iliad, 105, Aphrodite is described as the daughter of Zeus and Dione. 5. Dione's name appears to be a feminine cognate to Dios and Dion, 5, which are oblique forms of the name Zeus. 5. Zeus and Dione shared a cult at Dodona in northwestern Greece. 5. In the Theogony, Hesiod describes Dione as an Oceanid, 106, but Apollodorus makes her the 13th Titan, child of Gaia and Uranus. 107. Marriage. Aphrodite is consistently portrayed as a nubile, infinitely desirable adult, having had no childhood. 108. She is often depicted nude. 109. In the Iliad, Aphrodite is the apparently unmarried consort of Mars, the god of war. 110, and the wife of Hephaestus is a different goddess named Charis. 111. Likewise, in Hesiod's Theogony, Aphrodite is unmarried and the wife of Hephaestus is Aglaia, the youngest of the 3 chariots. 111. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 1st century AD Roman fresco of Mars and Venus from Pompeii. In Book 8 of the Odyssey, 112, however, the blind singer Demodocus describes Aphrodite as the wife of Hephaestus and tells how she committed adultery with Mars during the Trojan War. 111, 113, the sun god Helios saw Aphrodite and Mars having sex in Hephaestus's bed and warned Hephaestus, who fashioned a fine, near-invisible net. 113, the next time Mars and Aphrodite had sex together, the net trapped them both. 113, Hephaestus brought all the gods into the bedchamber to laugh at the captured adulterers. 114, but Apollo, Hermes, and Poseidon had sympathy for Mars. 115, and Poseidon agreed to pay Hephaestus for Mars's release. 116, Aphrodite returned to her temple in Cyprus, where she was attended by the chariots. 116, this narrative probably originated as a Greek folk tale, originally independent of the Odyssey. 117, in a much later interpolated detail, Mars put the young soldier Electrian by the door to warn of Helios's arrival, but Electrian fell asleep on guard duty. 118, Helios discovered the two and alerted Hephaestus. Mars in rage turned Electrian into a rooster, which unfailingly crows to announce the sunrise. 119. After exposing them, Hephaestus asks Zeus for his wedding gifts and dowry to be returned to him. 120. By the time of the Trojan War, he is married to Charis / Aglaia, one of the Graces, apparently divorced from Aphrodite. 111, 121. Afterwards, it was generally Mars who was regarded as the husband or official consort of the goddess. On the François Vase, the two arrive at the wedding of Peleus and Thetis on the same chariot, as do Zeus with Hera and Poseidon with Amphitrite. The poets Pindar and Aeschylus refer to Mars as Aphrodite's husband. 122. Later stories were invented to explain Aphrodite's marriage to Hephaestus. In the most famous story, Zeus hastily married Aphrodite to Hephaestus in order to prevent the other gods from fighting over her. 123. In another version of the myth, Hephaestus gave his mother Hera a golden throne, but when she sat on it, she became trapped and he refused to let her go until she agreed to give him Aphrodite's hand in marriage. 124. Hephaestus was overjoyed to be married to the goddess of beauty, and forged her beautiful jewelry, including a strophion, known as the cestus imas. 125. A saltire-shaped undergarment, usually translated as the girdle of Aphrodite. 126, which accentuated her breasts. 127, and made her even more irresistible to men. 126. Such strophia were commonly used in depictions of the Near Eastern goddesses Ishtar and Atargatis. 126. Attendants. Aphrodite is almost always accompanied by Eros, the god of lust and sexual desire. 130. In his Theogony, Hesiod describes Eros as one of the four original primeval forces born at the beginning of time. 130. But, after the birth of Aphrodite from the sea foam, he is joined by Imarus and, together, they become Aphrodite's constant companions. 131. In early Greek art, Eros and Imarus are both shown as idealized handsome youths with wings. 132. The Greek lyric poets regarded the power of Eros and Imarus as dangerous, compulsive, and impossible for anyone to resist. 133. In modern times, Eros is often seen as Aphrodite's son. 134, but this is actually a comparatively late innovation. 135. Aeschylean on Theocritus's Idyls remarks that the 6th century BC poet Sappho had described Eros as the son of Aphrodite and Uranus. 136. But the first surviving reference to Eros as Aphrodite's son comes from Apollonius of Rhodes's Argonautica, written in the 3rd century BC, which explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Satyla Aphrodite, discovered in Satyla, Armenia Minor, present day Gümüşhane Province, Turkey, in 1873, British Museum, 128, 129. Venus and Anchises, 1889 or 1890, by William Blake Richmond. Makes him the son of Aphrodite and Ars. 137. Later, the Romans, who saw Venus as a mother goddess, seized on this idea of Eros as Aphrodite's son and popularized it. 137, making it the predominant portrayal in works on mythology until the present day. 137. Aphrodite's main attendants were the 3 chariots, whom Hesiod identifies as the daughters of Zeus and Eurynome, and names as Aglaia, Splendor, Euphrosyne, Good Cheer, and Thalia, Abundance. 138. The chariots had been worshipped as goddesses in Greece since the beginning of Greek history, long before Aphrodite was introduced to the pantheon. 111. Aphrodite's other set of attendants was the 3 Horae, the Hours. 111, whom Hesiod identifies as the daughters of Zeus and Themis and names as Eunomia, good order, Dike, justice, and Irene, peace. 139. Aphrodite was also sometimes accompanied by Harmonia, her daughter Bias, and Heb, the daughter of Zeus and Hera. 140. The fertility god Priapus was usually considered to be Aphrodite's son by Dionysius. 141, 142, but he was Sometimes also described as her son by Hermes, Adonis, or even Zeus. 141. A scholion on Apollonius of Rhodes's Argonautica, 143, states that, while Aphrodite was pregnant with Priapus, Hera envied her and applied an evil potion to her belly while she was sleeping to ensure that the child would be hideous. 141. In another version, Hera cursed Aphrodite's unborn son because he had been fathered by Zeus. 144. When Aphrodite gave birth, she was horrified to see that the child had a massive, permanently erect penis, a pot belly, and a huge tongue. 141. Aphrodite abandoned the infant to die in the wilderness, but a herdsman found him and raised him, later discovering that Priapus could use his massive penis to aid in the growth of plants. 141. Anchises. Main article, Anchises. The first Homeric hymn to Aphrodite, hymn 5, which was probably composed sometime in the mid-7th century BC, 145, describes how Zeus once became annoyed with Aphrodite for causing deities to fall in love with mortals. 145, so he caused her to fall in love with Anchises, a handsome mortal shepherd who lived in the foothills beneath Mount Ida near the city of Troy. 145. Aphrodite appears to Anchises in the form of a tall, beautiful, mortal virgin while he is alone in his home. 146. Anchises sees her dressed in bright clothing and gleaming jewelry, with her breasts shining with divine radiance. 147. He asks her if she is Aphrodite and promises to build her an altar on top of the mountain if she will bless him and his family. 148. Aphrodite lies and tells him that she is not a goddess, but the daughter of one of the noble families of Phrygia. 148. She claims to be able to understand the Trojan language because she had a Trojan nurse as a child and says that she found herself on the mountainside after she was snatched up by Hermes while dancing in a celebration in honor of Artemis, the goddess of virginity. 148. Aphrodite tells Anchises that she is still a virgin and begs him to take her to his parents. 148. Anchises immediately becomes overcome with mad lust for Aphrodite and swears that he will have sex with her. 148. Anchises takes Aphrodite, with her eyes cast downwards, to his bed, which is covered in the furs of lions and bears. 149. He then strips her naked and makes love to her. 149. After the love-making is complete, Aphrodite reveals her true divine form. 150. Anchises is terrified, but Aphrodite consoles him and promises that she will bear him a son. 150. She prophesies that their son will be the demigod. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Attic Red Figure Arabelos by Ison, c. 410 BC, showing Aphrodite consorting with Adonis, who is seated and playing the lyre, while Eros stands behind him. Fragment of an Attic Red Figure. Wedding Vase, c. 434-20 BC, showing women climbing ladders up to the roofs of their houses carrying gardens of Adonis. Aeneas, who will be raised by the nymphs of the wilderness for 5 years before going to Troy to become a nobleman like his father. 151. The story of Aeneas's conception is also mentioned in Hesiod's Theogony and in Book 2 of Homer's Iliad. 151, 152. Adonis. Main article, Adonis. The myth of Aphrodite and Adonis is probably derived from the ancient Sumerian legend of Inanna and Du-Musid. 153, 154, 155. The Greek name, Adnis. Greek pronunciation, Adnis, is derived from the Canaanite word Adn, meaning Lord. 156, 155. The earliest known Greek reference to Adonis comes from a fragment of a poem by the lesbian poet Sappho, c. 630 c. 570 BC, in which a chorus of young girls asks Aphrodite what they can do to mourn Adonis's death. 157. Aphrodite replies that they must beat their breasts and tear their tunics. 157. Later references flesh out the story with more details. 158. According to the retelling of the story found in the poem Metamorphoses by the Roman poet Ovid, 43 BC 17/18 AD, Adonis was the son of Maha, who was cursed by Aphrodite with insatiable lust for her own father, King Cinyras of Cyprus, after Maha's mother bragged that her daughter was more beautiful than the goddess. 159. Driven out after becoming pregnant, Maha was changed into a myrrh tree, but still gave birth to Adonis. 160. Aphrodite found the baby and took him to the underworld to be fostered by Persephone. 161. She returned for him once he was grown and discovered him to be strikingly handsome. 161. Persephone wanted to keep Adonis, resulting in a custody battle between the two goddesses over whom should rightly possess Adonis. 161. Zeus settled the dispute by decreeing that Adonis would spend 1/3 of the year with Aphrodite, 1/3 with Persephone, and 1/3 with whomever he chose. 161. Adonis chose to spend that time with Aphrodite. 161. Then, one day, while Adonis was hunting, he was wounded by a wild boar and bled to death in Aphrodite's arms. 161. In a semi-mocking work, The Dialogues of the Gods, the satirical author Lucian comedically relates how a frustrated Aphrodite complains to the moon goddess Selene about her son Eros making Persephone fall in love with Adonis and now she has to share him with her. 162. In different versions of the story, the boar was either sent by Ars, who was jealous that Aphrodite was spending so much time with Adonis, or by Artemis, who wanted revenge against Aphrodite for having killed her devoted follower Hippolytus. 163. In another version, Apollo in fury changed himself into a boar and killed Adonis because Aphrodite had blinded his son Erymanthus when he stumbled upon Aphrodite naked as she was bathing after intercourse with Adonis. 164. The story also provides an etiology for Aphrodite's associations with certain flowers. 163. Reportedly, as she mourned Adonis's death, she caused anemones to grow wherever his blood fell, and declared a festival on the anniversary of his death. 161. In one version of the story, Aphrodite injured herself on a thorn from a rose bush and the rose, which had previously been white, was stained red by her blood. 163. According to Lucian's On the Syrian Goddess, 112, Each year during the festival of Adonis, the Adonis River in Lebanon, now known as the Abraham River, ran red with blood. 161. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Pygmalion and Galatea, 1717. By Jean Rouse, showing Aphrodite bringing the statue to life. The myth of Adonis is associated with the festival of the Adonai, which was celebrated by Greek women every year in midsummer. 155. The festival, which was evidently already celebrated in Lesbos by Sappho's time, seems to have first become popular in Athens in the mid-5th century BC. 155. At the start of the festival, the women would plant a garden of Adonis, a small garden planted inside a small basket or a shallow piece of broken pottery, containing a variety of quick-growing plants, such as lettuce and fennel, or even quick-sprouting grains such as wheat and barley. 155. The women would then climb ladders to the roofs of their houses, where they would place the gardens out under the heat of the summer sun. 155. The plants would sprout in the sunlight but wither quickly in the heat. 165. Then the women would mourn and lament loudly over the death of Adonis. 166. Tearing their clothes and beating their breasts in a public display of grief. 166. Divine favoritism. In Hesiod's Works and Days, Zeus orders Aphrodite to make Pandora, the first woman, physically beautiful and sexually attractive. 167, so that she may become an evil men will love to embrace. 168. Aphrodite spills grace over Pandora's head. 167, and equips her with painful desire and knee-weakening anguish, thus making her the perfect vessel for evil to enter the world. 169. Aphrodite's attendants, Pytho, the chariots, and the Houri, adorn Pandora with gold and jewelry. 170. According to one myth, Aphrodite aided Hippomenes, a noble youth who wished to marry Atalanta, a maiden who was renowned throughout the land for her beauty, but who refused to marry any man unless he could outrun her in a foot race. 171. 172. Atalanta was an exceedingly swift runner and she beheaded all of the men who lost to her. 171. 172. Aphrodite gave Hippomenes 3 golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides and instructed him to toss them in front of Atalanta as he raced her. 171. 173. Hippomenes obeyed Aphrodite's order. 171. And Atalanta, seeing the beautiful, golden fruits, bent down to pick up each one, allowing Hippomenes to outrun her. 171. 173. In the version of the story from Ovid's Metamorphoses, Hippomenes forgets to repay Aphrodite for her aid. 174. 171. So she causes the couple to become inflamed with lust while they are staying at the temple of Cybele. 171. The couple desecrate the temple by having sex in it, leading Cybele to turn them into lions as punishment. 174. 171. The myth of Pygmalion is first mentioned by the 3rd century BC Greek writer Philostephanus of Cyrene. 175. 176. But is first recounted in detail in Ovid's Metamorphoses. 175. According to Ovid, Pygmalion was an exceedingly handsome sculptor from the island of Cyprus, who was so sickened by the immorality of women that he refused to marry. 177. 178. He fell madly and passionately in love with the ivory cult statue he was carving of Aphrodite and longed to marry it. 177. 179. Because Pygmalion was extremely pious and devoted to Aphrodite. 177. 180. The goddess brought the statue to life. 177. 180. Pygmalion married the girl the statue became and they had a son named Paphos, after whom the capital of Cyprus received its name. 177. 180. Pseudo-Apollodorus later mentions Methym, daughter of Pygmalion, king of Cyprus. 181. Anger myths. Aphrodite generously rewarded those who honored her, but also punished those who disrespected her, often quite brutally. 183. A myth described in Apollonius of Rhodes's Argonautica and later summarized in the Bibliotheca of Explore, our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 1st century AD Roman fresco from Pompeii showing the Virgin Hippolytus spurning the advances of his stepmother Phaedra, whom Aphrodite caused to fall in love with him in order to bring about his tragic death. 182. Aphrodite of Rhodes. See 2nd century BC, Rhodes Archaeological Museum. Pseudo-Apollodorus tells how, when the women of the island of Lemos refused to sacrifice to Aphrodite, the goddess cursed them to stink horribly so that their husbands would never have sex with them. 184. Instead, their husbands started having sex with their Thracian slave girls. 184. In anger, the women of Lemos murdered the entire male population of the island, as well as all the Thracian slaves. 184. When Jason and his crew of Argonauts arrived on Lemos, they mated with the sex-starved women under Aphrodite's approval and repopulated the island. 184. From then on, the women of Lemos never disrespected Aphrodite again. 184. In Euripides's tragedy Hippolytus, which was first performed at the city Dionysia in 428 BC, Theseus's son Hippolytus worships only Artemis, the goddess of virginity, and refuses to engage in any form of sexual contact. 184. Aphrodite is infuriated by his prideful behavior. 185. And, in the prologue to the play, she declares that, by honoring only Artemis and refusing to venerate her, Hippolytus has directly challenged her authority. 186. Aphrodite therefore causes Hippolytus's stepmother, Phaedra, to fall in love with him, knowing Hippolytus will reject her. 187. After being rejected, Phaedra commits suicide and leaves a suicide note to Theseus telling him that she killed herself because Hippolytus attempted to rape her. 187. Theseus prays to Poseidon to kill Hippolytus for his transgression. 188. Poseidon sends a wild bull to scare Hippolytus's horses as he is riding by the sea in his chariot, causing the horses to bolt and smash the chariot against the cliffs, dragging Hippolytus to a bloody death across the rocky shoreline. 188. The play concludes with Artemis vowing to kill Aphrodite's own mortal beloved, presumably Adonis, in revenge. 189. Glaucus of Corinth angered Aphrodite by refusing to let his horses for chariot racing mate, since doing so would hinder their speed. 190. During the chariot race at the funeral games of King Peleus, Aphrodite drove his horses mad and they tore him apart. 191. Polyphonte was a young woman who chose a virginal life with Artemis instead of marriage and children, as favored by Aphrodite. Aphrodite cursed her, causing her to have children by a bear. The resulting bear-like offspring Agrius and Oius were wild cannibals who incurred the hatred of Zeus for attacking traveling strangers. Ultimately, Ars, who was Polyphonte's grandfather, and Hermes, who was originally dispatched by Zeus to kill them, transformed all Polyphonte, Agrius, and Oius into birds of ill omen, while the servant who begged for mercy was transformed into a woodpecker. 192. According to Apollodorus, a jealous Aphrodite cursed Eos, the goddess of dawn, to be perpetually in love and have insatiable sexual desire because Eos once had lain with Aphrodite's sweetheart Ars. 193. According to Ovid in his Metamorphoses, Book 10.238 ff. Propoetids, who are the daughters of Propoetus from the city of Amathus on the island of Cyprus, denied Aphrodite's divinity and failed to worship her properly. Therefore, Aphrodite turned them into the world's first prostitutes. 194. According to Diodorus Siculus, when the Rhodian sea nymph Halia's 6 sons by Poseidon arrogantly refused to let Aphrodite land upon their shore, the Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Marble statue of Aphrodite. Rethymnia, mid-2nd century AD. Archaeological Museum of Rethymno, Crete. Goddess cursed them with insanity. In their madness, they raped Halia. As punishment, Poseidon buried them in the island's sea caverns. 195. Xanthias, a descendant of Bellerophon, had 2 children, Leucippus and an unnamed daughter. Through the wrath of Aphrodite, reasons unknown, Leucippus fell in love with his own sister. They started a secret relationship, but the girl was already betrothed to another man and he went on to inform her father Xanthias, without telling him the name of the seducer. Xanthias went straight to his daughter's chamber where she was together with Leucippus. Right at the moment, on hearing him enter, she tried to escape, but Xanthias hit her with a dagger, thinking that he was slaying the seducer, and killed her. Leucippus, failing to recognize his father at first, slew him. When the truth was revealed, he had to leave the country and took part in colonization of Crete and the lands in Asia Minor. 196. Queen Centress of Cyprus, wife of King Cinyras, bragged that her daughter Maha was more beautiful than Aphrodite. Therefore, Maha was cursed by Aphrodite with insatiable lust for her own father, King Cinyras of Cyprus, and he slept with her unknowingly in the dark. She eventually transformed into the myrrh tree and gave birth to Adonis in this form. 197, 159, 160, 198. Cinyras also had 3 other daughters, Brasia, Laogara, and Orcidis. These girls, by the wrath of Aphrodite, reasons unknown, cohabited with foreigners and ended their life in Egypt. 199. The muse Clio derided the goddess' own love for Adonis. Therefore, Clio fell in love with Pyrrhus, son of Magnus, and bore Hyacinth. 200. Aegae was a daughter of Adrastus and Amphithea and was married to Diomedes. Because of anger of Aphrodite, whom Diomedes had wounded in the war against Troy, she had multiple lovers, including a certain Hippolytus. 201, 202. When Aegae went so far as to threaten his life, he fled to Italy. 202, 203. According to Stesichorus and Hesiod, while Tyndareus sacrificing to the gods he forgot Aphrodite, therefore the goddess made his daughters twice and thrice wed and deserters of their husbands. Timandra deserted Echemus and went and came to Philus, and Clytemnestra deserted Agamemnon and lay with Aegisthus, who was a worse mate for her, and eventually killed her husband with her lover. And finally, Helen of Troy deserted Menelaus under the influence of Aphrodite for Paris, and her unfaithfulness eventually causes the War of Troy. 204. As a result of her actions, Aphrodite caused the War of Troy in order to take Priam's kingdom and pass it down to her descendants. 205. In one of the versions of the legend, Pasiphae did not make offerings to the goddess Venus, Aphrodite. Because of this, Venus, Aphrodite, inspired in her an unnatural love for a bull, resulting in the birth of the Minotaur. 206. Or she cursed her because she was Helios's daughter, who revealed her adultery to Hephaestus. 207, 208. For Helios' own tale telling, she cursed him with uncontrollable lust over the mortal princess Leucote, which led to him abandoning his then lover Clytie, leaving her heart broken. 209. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Terracotta figurine of Aphrodite, 2nd century BC, Archaeological Museum of Pella. Ancient Greek mosaic from Antioch, dating to the 2nd century AD, depicting the judgment of Paris. Lysippe was the mother of Tanais by Berzos. Her son only venerated us and was fully devoted to war, neglecting love and marriage. Aphrodite cursed him with falling in love with his own mother. Preferring to die rather than give up his chastity, he threw himself into the river Amazonius, which was subsequently renamed Tanais. 210. According to Hyginus, Orpheus's mother Calliope of the Muses, at the behest of Zeus, judged the dispute between the goddesses Aphrodite and Persephone over Adonis and decided that both shall possess him half of the year. This enraged Venus, Aphrodite, because she had not been granted what she thought was her right. Therefore, Venus, Aphrodite, inspired love for Orpheus in the women of Thrace, causing them to tear him apart as each of them sought Orpheus for herself. 211. Aphrodite personally witnessed the young huntress Rhodopis swear eternal devotion and chastity to Artemis. When she joined her group, Aphrodite then summoned her son Eros, and convinced him that such lifestyle was an insult to them both. So under her command, Eros made Rhodopis and Eutychus, another young hunter who had shunned love and romance just like her, to fall in love with each other. Despite their chaste life, Rhodopis and Eutychus withdrew to some cavern where they violated their vows. Artemis was not slow to take notice after seeing Aphrodite laugh, so she changed Rhodopis into a fountain as a punishment instead. 212, 213. Judgment of Paris and Trojan War. Main articles, Judgment of Paris and Trojan War. The myth of the Judgment of Paris is mentioned briefly in the Iliad, 214. But is described in depth in an epitome of the Cypria, a lost poem of the epic cycle, 215, which records that all the gods and goddesses as well as various mortals were invited to the marriage of Peleus and Thetis, the eventual parents of Achilles. 214, only Ares, goddess of discord, was not invited. 215, she was annoyed at this, so she arrived with a golden apple inscribed with the word, Calliste, for the fairest, which she threw among the goddesses. 216, Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena all claimed to be the fairest, and thus the rightful owner of the apple. 216. The goddesses chose to place the matter before Zeus, who, not wanting to favor one of the goddesses, put the choice into the hands of Paris, a Trojan prince. 216, after bathing in the spring of Mount Ida where Troy was situated, the goddesses appeared before Paris for his decision. 216, in the extant ancient depictions of the Judgment of Paris, Aphrodite is only occasionally represented nude, and Athena and Hera are always fully clothed. 217, since the Renaissance, however, Western paintings have typically portrayed all three goddesses as completely naked. 217. All three goddesses were ideally beautiful and Paris could not decide between them, so they resorted to bribes. 216. Hera tried to bribe Paris with power over all Asia and Europe. 216, and Athena offered wisdom, fame, and glory in battle. 216, but Aphrodite promised Paris that, if he were to choose her as the fairest, she would let him marry the most beautiful woman on earth. 218, this woman was Helen, who was already married to King Menelaus of Sparta. 218, Paris selected Aphrodite and awarded her the apple. 218, the other two goddesses were enraged and, as a direct result, sided with the Greeks in the Trojan War. 218. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The so-called Venus in a bikini depicts her Greek counterpart Aphrodite as she is about to untie her sandal, with a small arrows squatting beneath her left arm. 1st century AD, A. Aphrodite plays an important and active role throughout the entirety of Homer's Iliad. 219, in Book 3, she rescues Paris from Menelaus after he foolishly challenges him to a one-on-one duel. 220, she then appears to Helen in the form of an old woman and attempts to persuade her to have sex with Paris. 221, reminding her of his physical beauty and athletic prowess. 222, Helen immediately recognizes Aphrodite by her beautiful neck, perfect breasts, and flashing eyes. 223, and chides the goddess, addressing her as her equal. 224, Aphrodite sharply rebukes Helen, reminding her that, if she vexes her, she will punish her just as much as she has favored her already. 225, Helen demurely obeys Aphrodite's command. 225. In Book V, Aphrodite charges into battle to rescue her son Aeneas from the Greek hero Diomedes. 226, Diomedes recognizes Aphrodite as a weakling goddess, 226, and, thrusting his spear, nicks her wrist through her ambrosial robe. 227, Aphrodite borrows Ars's chariot to ride back to Mount Olympus. 228, Zeus chides her for putting herself in danger. 228, 229, reminding her that her specialty is love, not war. 228. According to Walter Burkert, this scene directly parallels a scene from Tablet 6 of the Epic of Gilgamesh in which Ishtar, Aphrodite's Akkadian precursor, cries to her mother Antu after the hero Gilgamesh rejects her sexual advances, but is mildly rebuked by her father, Anu. 230, in Book 14 of the Iliad, during the Diasapat episode, Aphrodite lends her Kestus Mars to Hera for the purpose of seducing Zeus and distracting him from the combat while Poseidon aids the Greek forces on the beach. 231, in the Theomertia in Book XXI, Aphrodite again enters the battlefield to carry Ars away after he is wounded. 228, 232. Offspring. Sometimes poets and dramatists recounted ancient traditions, which varied. And sometimes they invented new details, later scholiasts might draw on either or simply guess. 233, 234, thus while Aeneas and Phobos were regularly described as offspring of Aphrodite, others listed here such as Priapus and Eros were sometimes said to be children of Aphrodite but with varying fathers, and sometimes given other mothers or none at all. Offspring father: Aeneas, 150, Lyrus/Lioness, 235, Anchises. Phobos, 236, Deimos, 236, Harmonia, 140, 236, the Erots. Eros, 237, 131, Anteros, B. Imerus, 131, Pothos, 236. Ars, 111, 236. Hymenaios, Eikchus, Priapus, 141, the Chariots, Graces. Aglaia, Euphrosyne, Thalia. Dionysius. Hermaphroditos, 238, Priapus, 141, Hermes. Rhodos, 239, Poseidon. Bo, Golgos, 240, Priapus, rarely, 141, Adonis, 161, 163. Eryx, 241, Melagaunis and several more unnamed daughters, 242. Buttes, 243, 244. Astinus, 245, Phaethon, 246. Priapus, 144, Zeus. Pytho, 247, unknown. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Aphrodite of Phrygia statue. On display. Aphrodite holds in her left hand an apple. Iconography. Symbols. Rich-throned immortal Aphrodite. Scheming daughter of Zeus, I pray you. With pain and sickness, Queen, crush not my heart. But come, if ever in the past you heard my voice from afar and hearkened, and left your father's halls and came, with gold chariot yoked, and pretty sparrows, brought you swiftly across the dark earth, fluttering wings from heaven through the air. Sappho, Ode to Aphrodite, lines 110, translated by M.L. West, 248. Aphrodite's most prominent avian symbol was the dove, 249, which was originally an important symbol of her Near Eastern precursor Inanna. Ishtar. 250, 251. In fact, the ancient Greek word for dove, peristra, may be derived from a Semitic phrase pirata, meaning bird of Ishtar. 250, 251. Aphrodite frequently appears with doves in ancient Greek pottery, 249, and the temple of Aphrodite Pandemos on the southwest slope of the Athenian Acropolis was decorated with relief sculptures of doves with knotted fillets in their beaks. 252. Votive offerings of small, white, marble doves were also discovered in the temple of Aphrodite at Daphne. 252. In addition to her associations with doves, Aphrodite was also closely linked with sparrows, 249, and she is described riding in a chariot pulled by sparrows in Sappho's Ode to Aphrodite. 252. According to myth, the dove was originally a nymph named Peristra who helped Aphrodite win in a flower-picking contest over her son Eros. For this Eros turned her into a dove, but Aphrodite took the dove under her wing and made it her sacred bird. 253, 254. Because of her connections to the sea, Aphrodite was associated with a number of different types of water fowl, 255, including swans, geese, and ducks. 255. Aphrodite's other symbols included the sea, conch shells, and roses. 256. The rose and myrtle flowers were both sacred to Aphrodite. 257. A myth explaining the origin of Aphrodite's connection to myrtle goes that originally the myrtle was a maiden, Myrina, a dedicated priestess of Aphrodite. When her previous betrothed carried her away from the temple to marry her, Myrina killed him, and Aphrodite turned her into a myrtle, forever under her protection. 258. Her most important fruit emblem was the apple, 259, and in myth, she turned Melos, childhood friend and kin-in-law to Adonis, into an apple after he killed himself, mourning over Adonis' death. Likewise, Melos' wife Pelia was turned into a dove. 260. She was also associated with pomegranates, 261, possibly because the red seeds suggested sexuality, 262, or because Greek women sometimes used pomegranates as a method of birth control. 262. In Greek art, Aphrodite is often also accompanied by dolphins and nereids. 263. In classical art, a scene of Aphrodite rising from the sea appears on the back of the Ludovisi throne, c. 460 BC, 266, which was probably originally part of a Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Wall painting from Pompeii of Venus rising from the sea on a scallop shell, believed to be a copy of the Aphrodite. Anagiomin by Apelles of Kos. Birth of Venus from a shell, c. 5079 AD, fresco from Pompeii. Phryne at the Poseidonia in Eleusis, c. 1889, by Henryk Siemiradzki, showing the scene of the courtesan Phryne stripping naked at Eleusis, which allegedly inspired both Apelles' painting and the Aphrodite of Cnidos. By Praxiteles, 264, 265. Massive altar that was constructed as part of the Ionic temple to Aphrodite in the Greek polis of Lacri Epizephyri in Magna Graecia in southern Italy. 266. The throne shows Aphrodite rising from the sea, clad in a diaphanous garment, which is drenched with sea water and clinging to her body, revealing her upturned breasts and the outline of her navel. 267. Her hair hangs dripping as she reaches to two attendants standing barefoot on the rocky shore on either side of her, lifting her out of the water. 267. Scenes with Aphrodite appear in works of classical Greek pottery. 268, including a famous white ground kylix by the Pistoxenos painter dating the between c. 470 and 460 BC, showing her riding on a swan or goose. 268. Aphrodite was often described as golden-haired and portrayed with this color hair in art. 269. In c. 364/361 BC, the Athenian sculptor Praxiteles carved the marble statue Aphrodite of Knidos, 270, 265, which Pliny the Elder later praised as the greatest sculpture ever made. 270. The statue showed a nude Aphrodite modestly covering her pubic region while resting against a water pot with her robe draped over it for support. 271, 272. The Aphrodite of Knidos was the first full-sized statue to depict Aphrodite completely naked. 273, and one of the first sculptures that was intended to be viewed from all sides. 274, 273. The statue was purchased by the people of Knidos in around 350 BC, 273, and proved to be tremendously influential on later depictions of Aphrodite. 274. The original sculpture has been lost. 270, 272. But written descriptions of it as well several depictions of it on coins are still extant. 275, 270, 272, and over 60 copies, small-scale models, and fragments of it have been identified. 275. The Greek painter Apelles of Kos, a contemporary of Praxiteles, produced the panel painting Aphrodite Anagiomin, Aphrodite rising from the sea. 264. According to Athenaeus, Apelles was inspired to paint the painting after watching the courtesan Phryne take off her clothes, untie her hair, and bathe naked in the sea at Eleusis. 264. The painting was displayed in the Asclepieion on the island of Kos. 264. The Aphrodite Anagiomin went unnoticed for centuries. 264. But Pliny the Elder records that, in his own time, it was regarded as Apelles's most famous work. 264. During the Hellenistic and Roman periods, statues depicting Aphrodite proliferated. 276. Many of these statues were modeled at least to some extent on Praxiteles' Aphrodite of Knidos. 276. Some statues show Aphrodite crouching naked. 277. Others show her wringing water out of her hair as she rises from the sea. 277. Another common type of statue is known as Aphrodite Kalapigos, the name of which is Greek for Aphrodite of the beautiful buttocks. 277. This type of sculpture shows Aphrodite lifting her peplos to display her buttocks to the viewer while looking back at them from over her shoulder. 277. The ancient Romans produced massive numbers of copies of Greek sculptures of Aphrodite, 276, and more sculptures of Aphrodite have survived from antiquity than of any other deity. 277. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Ludovisi throne, possibly c. 460 BC, is believed to be a classical Greek bas-relief, although it has also been alleged to be a 19th century forgery. Attic white ground red. Figured kylix of Aphrodite riding a swan, c. 46 to 470. Found at Chimeros, Rhodes. Aphrodite and Imerus, detail from a silver cantharos, c. 420 to 410 BC, part of the Vasil Bojkov collection, Sofia, Bulgaria. Red figure vase. Painting of Aphrodite and Phaon, c. 420. 400 BC. Apuleian vase painting of Zeus plotting with Aphrodite to seduce Leda while Eros sits on her arm, c. 330 BC. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Aphrodite leaning against a pillar, 3rd century BC. Aphrodite Kalapigos. Aphrodite of the beautiful buttocks. Aphrodite binding her hair, 2nd century BC. Aphrodite of Milos, c. 100 BC, Louvre. Aphrodite statue at the Museum Willett, Holthwison. Aphrodite heel, 2nd century BC. Greek sculpture group of Aphrodite, Pan and Eros, c. 100 BC. Aphrodite of Menophantos, 1st century BC. Aphrodite of Syracuse, Roman copy of 2nd century AD. Nama, the Lily Venus, c. 2nd century AD. Aphrodite I Roman copy, Nama. Post-classical culture. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 15th century. Manuscript illumination of Venus, sitting on a rainbow, with her devotees offering her their hearts. Middle Ages. Early Christians frequently adapted pagan iconography to suit Christian purposes. 278, 279, 280. In the early Middle Ages, Christians adapted elements of Aphrodite/Venus's iconography and applied them to Eve and prostitutes. 279, but also female saints and even the Virgin Mary. 279. Christians in the East reinterpreted the story of Aphrodite's birth as a metaphor for baptism. 281. In a Coptic stele from the 6th century AD, a female orant is shown wearing Aphrodite's conch shell as a sign that she is newly baptized. 281. Throughout the Middle Ages, villages and communities across Europe still maintained folk tales and traditions about Aphrodite/Venus. 282, and travelers reported a wide variety of stories. 282, numerous Roman mosaics of Venus survived in Britain, preserving memory of the pagan past. 256, in North Africa in the late 5th century AD, Fulgentius of Rusp encountered mosaics of Aphrodite, 256, and reinterpreted her as a symbol of the sin of lust, 256. Arguing that she was shown naked because the sin of lust is never cloaked, 256, and that she was often shown swimming because all lust suffers shipwreck of its affairs. 256. He also argued that she was associated with doves and conchs because these are symbols of copulation, 256, and that she was associated with roses because as the rose gives pleasure, but is swept away by the swift movement of the seasons, so lust is pleasant for a moment, but is swept away forever. 256. While Fulgentius had appropriated Aphrodite as a symbol of lust, 283, Isidore of Seville, c. 566-36, interpreted her as a symbol of marital procreative sex, 283, and declared that the moral of the story of Aphrodite's birth is that sex can only be holy in the presence of semen, blood, and heat, which he regarded as all being necessary for procreation. 283, meanwhile, Isidore denigrated Aphrodite / Venus's son Eros / Cupid as a demon of fornication. Demon fornicationis. 283, Aphrodite / Venus was best known to Western European scholars through her appearances in Virgil's Aeneid and Ovid's Metamorphoses. 284, Venus is mentioned in the Latin poem Virgilium Veneris, the Eve of Saint Venus, written in the 3rd or 4th century AD, 285, and in Giovanni Boccaccios Genealogia Deorum Gentilium. 286. Since the late Middle Ages, the myth of the Venusberg, German, French Mont de Venus, Mountain of Venus, a subterranean realm ruled by Venus, hidden underneath Christian Europe, became a motif of European folklore, rendered in various legends and epics. In German folklore of the 16th century, the narrative becomes associated with the Minnesänger Tannhäuser, and in that form the myth was taken up in later literature and opera art. Aphrodite is the central figure in Sandro Botticelli's painting Primavera, which has been described as one of the most written about, and most controversial paintings in the world, 287, and one of the most popular paintings in Western art. 288, the story of Aphrodite's birth from the foam was a popular subject matter for painters during the Italian Renaissance, 289, who were attempting to consciously reconstruct Apelles of Cossa's lost masterpiece, Aphrodite Anagiomene, based on the literary ekphrases of it preserved by Cicero and Pliny the Elder. 290, artists also drew inspiration from Ovid's description of the birth of Venus in his Metamorphoses. 290, Sandro Botticelli's The Birth of Venus, c. 1485, was also partially inspired by a description by Poliziano of a relief on the subject. 290. Later Italian renditions of the same scene include Titian's Venus Anagiomene, c. 1525, 290, and Raphael's painting in the Stufetta del Cardinal Bibbiena, 1516. 290, Titian's biographer Giorgio Vasari identified all of Titian's paintings of naked women as paintings of Venus. 291, including an erotic painting from c. 1534, which he called Explore Our Developer-Friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Venus of Urbino, even though the painting does not contain any of Aphrodite/Venus's traditional iconography. And the woman in it is clearly shown in a contemporary setting, not a classical one. 291. Primavera, late 1470s or early 1480s. By Sandro Botticelli. Venus. Annagio Min. c. 1525, by Titian. Venus of Urbino, c. 1534, by Titian. Venus, Cupid, Folly. And Time, c. 1545. By Bronzino. Venus and Adonis. 1554, by Titian. Venus with a Mirror, c. 1555. By Titian. Venus, Adonis and Cupid. c. 1595, by Annibale Carracci. The Toilet of Venus, c. 1612-1615, by Peter Paul Rubens. The Death of Adonis, c. 1614. By Peter Paul Rubens. Rokeby Venus, c. 1647-51, by Diego Velázquez. Venus and Cupid lamenting the dead Adonis. 1656, by Cornelis Holstein. The Birth of Venus, 1863, by Alexandre Cabanel. Jacques Louis David's final work was his 1824 magnum opus, Mars Being Disarmed by Venus, 292, which combines elements of classical, Renaissance, traditional French art, and contemporary artistic styles. 292, while he was working on the painting, David described it, saying, "This is the last picture I want to paint, but I want to surpass myself in it. I will put the date of my 75 years on it and afterwards I will never again pick up my brush." 293. The painting was exhibited first in Brussels and then in Paris, where over 10,000 people came to see it. 293. Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres's painting Venus Annagio Min was one of his major works. 294. Louis Geoffroy described it as a dream of youth realized with the power of maturity, a happiness that few obtain, artists or others. 294. Théophile Gautier declared, "Nothing remains of the marvelous painting of the Greeks, but surely if anything could give the idea of antique painting as it was conceived. Following the statues of Phidias and the poems of Homer, it is M. Ingres's painting, the Venus Annagio Min of Explore Our Developer-Friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Birth of Venus, c. 1863, by Alexandre Cabanel. Appels has been found. 294. Other critics dismissed it as a piece of unimaginative, sentimental kitsch. 294, but Ingres himself considered it to be among his greatest works and used the same figure as the model for his later 1856 painting La Source. 294. Paintings of Venus were favorites of the late 19th century academic artists in France. 295. 296. In 1863, Alexandre Cabanel won widespread critical acclaim at the Paris Salon for his painting The Birth of Venus, which the French Emperor Napoleon III immediately purchased for his own personal art collection. 297. Édouard Manet's 1865 painting Olympia parodied the nude Venuses of the academic painters, particularly Cabanel's Birth of Venus. 298. In 1867, the English academic painter Frederick Leighton displayed his Venus disrobing for the bath at the Academy. 299. The art critic J.B. Atkinson praised it, declaring that Mr. Leighton, instead of adopting corrupt Roman notions regarding Venus such as Rubens embodied, has wisely reverted to the Greek idea of Aphrodite, a goddess worshipped, and by artists painted, as the perfection of female grace and beauty. 300. A year later, the English painter Dante Gabriel Rossetti, a founding member of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, painted Venus Verticordia, Latin for Aphrodite, the changer of hearts, showing Aphrodite as a nude red-headed woman in a garden of roses. 299. Though he was reproached for his outer subject matter, 299, Rossetti refused to alter the painting and it was soon purchased by J. Mitchell of Bradford. 300. In 1879, William Adolphe Bouguereau exhibited at the Paris Salon his own Birth of Venus, 297, which imitated the classical tradition of Contrapposto and was met with widespread critical acclaim, rivaling the popularity of Cabanel's version from nearly 2 decades prior. 297. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Venus and Adonis. 1729, by François Lemoyne. Mars being disarmed by Venus, 1824, by Jacques Louis David. Mars and Venus surprised by Vulcan, 1827, by Alexandre Charles Guillemot. Venus Anadyomene, 1848, by Jean Auguste Dominique Ingres. Venus Disrobin, G. for the Bath, 1867, by Frederick Leighton. Venus Verticordia, 1868, by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. The Birth of Venus, c. 1879, by William Adolphe Bouguereau. The Birth of Venus, 1907, by Henry Jarvex. Literature. William Shakespeare's erotic narrative poem Venus and Adonis, 1593, a retelling of the courtship of Aphrodite and Adonis from Ovid's Metamorphoses, 301, 302, was the most popular of all his works published within his own lifetime. 303, 304, 6 editions of it were published before Shakespeare's death, more than any of his other works. 304, and it enjoyed particularly strong popularity among young adults. 303, in 1605, Richard Barnfield lauded it. 304, declaring that the poem had placed Shakespeare's name in fame's immortal book. 304, despite this, the poem has received mixed reception from modern critics. 303, Samuel Taylor Coleridge defended it. 303, but Samuel Butler complained that it bored him. 303, and C.S. Lewis described an attempted reading of it as suffocating. 303. Aphrodite appears in Richard Garnett's short story collection The Twilight of the Gods and Other Tales, 1888, 305, in which the gods' temples have been destroyed by Christians. 306. Stories revolving around sculptures of Aphrodite were common in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. 307. Examples of such works of literature include the novel The Tinted Venus, a farcical romance, 1885, by Thomas Arnstein Guthrie, and the short story The Venus of Ill, 1887, by Prosper Mérimée, 308, both of which are about statues of Aphrodite that come to life. 308. Another noteworthy example is Aphrodite in Orleans by the Anglo-Irish writer George Moore, 309. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Illustration by Edouard Zia for Pierre Louis's 1896 erotic novel Aphrodite, Moyers. Antiques. Hyde, which revolves around an ancient Greek family who moves to Orleans. 310. The French writer Pierre Louis titled his erotic historical novel Aphrodite, Moyers Antiques, 1896, after the Greek goddess. 311. The novel enjoyed widespread commercial success. 311. But scandalized French audiences due to its sensuality and its decadent portrayal of Greek society. 311. In the early 20th century, stories of Aphrodite were used by feminist poets, 312, such as Amy Lowell and Alicia Ostrowska. 313. Many of these poems dealt with Aphrodite's legendary birth from the foam of the sea. 312. Other feminist writers, including Claude Cahun, Dit Jensen, and Anais Nin, also made use of the myth of Aphrodite in their writings. 314. Ever since the publication of Isabelle Allendy's book Aphrodite, a memoir of the senses in 1998, the name Aphrodite has been used as a title for dozens of books dealing with all topics even superficially connected to her domain. 315. Frequently these books do not even mention Aphrodite. 315, or mention her only briefly, but make use of her name as a selling point. 316. Modern worship. In 1938, Gleb Bokin, a Russian immigrant to the United States, founded the Church of Aphrodite, a neopagan religion centered around the worship of a mother goddess, whom its practitioners identified as Aphrodite. 317, 318. The Church of Aphrodite's theology was laid out in the book In Search of Reality, published in 1969, 2 years before Bokin's death. 319. The book portrayed Aphrodite in a drastically different light than the one in which the Greeks envisioned her. 319, instead casting her as the sole goddess of a somewhat Neoplatonic pagan monotheism. 319. It claimed that the worship of Aphrodite had been brought to Greece by the mystic teacher Orpheus. 319. But that the Greeks had misunderstood Orpheus's teachings and had not realized the importance of worshipping Aphrodite alone. 319. Aphrodite is a major deity in Wicca. 320, 321, a contemporary nature-based syncretic neopagan religion. 322. Wiccans regard Aphrodite as one aspect of the goddess, 321, and she is frequently invoked by name during enchantments dealing with love and romance. 323, 324, Wiccans regard Aphrodite as the ruler of human emotions, erotic spirituality, creativity, and art. 320, as one of the 12 Olympians, Aphrodite is a major deity within Hellenismos, Hellenic polytheistic reconstructionism. 325, 326, a neo-pagan religion which seeks to authentically revive and recreate the religion of ancient Greece in the modern world. 327, better source needed. Unlike Wiccans, Hellenists are usually strictly polytheistic or pantheistic. 328, better source needed. Hellenists venerate Aphrodite primarily as the goddess of romantic love. 326, better source needed, but also as a goddess of sexuality, the sea, and war. 326, better source needed. Her many epithets include sea-born, killer of men, she upon the graves, fair sailing, and ally in war. 326, better source needed. Genealogy. Aphrodite's family tree. 329. Uranus Gaia. Uranus genitals Coeus Phoebicranus Rhea. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Leto Zeus Hera Poseidon Hades Demeter Hestia. Apollo Artemis A. 330. B. 331. Ars Hephaestus. Metis. Athena. 332. Maya. Hermes. Semele. Dionysius. Dion. A. 333. B. 334. Aphrodite. See also Anchises. Asherah. Cupid. Girdle of Aphrodite. History of nude art. Lakshmi rose from the ocean like Aphrodite and has 8-pointed star like Ishtar. Explanatory notes. A. Museo Archeologico Nazionale, Napoli. So-called Venus in a bikini. Sir.campagna.biniculturali.it. The statuette portrays Aphrodite on the point of untying the laces of the sandal on her left foot, under which a small Eros squats, touching the sole of her shoe with his right hand. The goddess is leaning with her left arm. The hand is missing, against a figure of Priapus standing, naked and bearded, positioned on a small cylindrical altar while, next to her left thigh, there is a tree trunk over which the garment of the goddess is folded. Aphrodite, almost completely naked, wears only a sort of costume, consisting of a corset held up by 2 pairs of straps and 2 short sleeves on the upper part of her arm, from which a long chain leads to her hips and forms a star-shaped motif at the level of her navel. The bikini, for which the statuette is famous, is obtained by the masterly use of the technique of gilding, also employed on her groin, in the pendant necklace, and in the armilla on Aphrodite's right wrist, as well as on Priapus' phallus. Traces of the red paint are evident on the tree trunk, on the short curly hair gathered back in a bun and on the lips of the goddess, as well as on the heads of Priapus and the Eros. Aphrodite's eyes are made of glass paste, while the presence of holes at the level of the earlobes suggest the existence of precious metal earrings which have since been lost. An interesting insight into the female ornaments of Roman times, the statuette, probably imported from the area Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Of Alexandria, reproduces with a few modifications the statuary type of Aphrodite untying her sandal, known from copies in bronze and terracotta. For extensive research and a bibliography on the subject, see De Francisis 1963, p. 78, Tav. XCI, Kraus 1973, NN. 270-71, pp. 19495, Pompeii 1973, N 132, Pompeii 1973, N 199, pp. 142e 144, Pompeii 1974, N 281, pp. 14849. Pompeii AD 79 1976, p. 83 EN 218, Pompeii AD 79 1978, I, N 208, pp. 64-65, 2, N 208, p. 189, Dol, Zanka 1979. p. 202, Tav. V. Pompeii AD 79 1980, p. 79 EN 198, Pompeon 1981, N 198, p. 107, Pompey Lives 1984, Fig. 10, p. 46. Collisioni Museo 1989, I, 2, N 254, pp. 14647, ppm 2, 1990, N7, p. 532, Armit 1993, p. 240, Vesuve 1995, N53, pp. 16263, Vulcan 1995, N53, pp. 16263, Limk 8, 1, 1997, p. 210, SV. Venus, N 182, Limk 8, 2, 1997, p. 144. Limk 8, 1, 1997, p. 1031, SV. Priapos, N 15, Limk 8, 2, 1997, p. 680, Romana Picture 1998, N 153, p. 317 Etav. A. p. 245, Cantarella 1999, p. 128, De Caro 1999, pp. 101, De Caro 2000, p. 46 Etav. AP 62, Pompeii 2000, N1, p. 62. B. Anteros was originally born from the sea alongside Aphrodite, only later became her son. Citations. 1. Homer, Iliad 5.370. 2. Hesiod, Theogony, 18890. 3. CTFD Greek, Translit. Aphrid, Attic. Greek pronunciation, A.P.Ro.D.T, Koine Greek. A.Ro.Di.Te, Modern Greek, A.Fro.I.T. 4. This claim is made at Symposium 180e. It is hard to interpret the role of the various speeches in the dialogue and their relationship to what Plato actually thought. Therefore, it is controversial whether Plato, in fact, believed this claim about Aphrodite. See Frisby. Sheffield, The Role of the Earlier Speeches in the Symposium, Plato's Endoxic Method. In J.H. Lesher, Deborah Nails and Frisby C.C. Sheffield, eds. Plato's Symposium, Issues in Interpretation and Reception. Harvard University Press, 2006. 5 A B C D E F G H I Cyrano 2010, p. 14. 6 Hesiod, Theogony, 1 1997. 7 A B C D West 2000, pp. 13438. 8 A B C D E F Beeks 2009, p. 179. 9 Paul Kretschmer, zum Pamphilischen Dialekt. Zeitschrift für wörtliche die Sprachforschung auf dem Gebiet der indogermanischen Sprachen 33, 1895. 267. 10 Ernst Mass, Aphrodite und die Hl. Pelagia, Neu. Jahrbuch für das klassische Altertum 27, 1911. 45768. 11 Vittor Pisani, Acmani Dius, Archivio Glottologico. Italiano 24, 1930 6573. 12 A B Junda 2005, pp. 34960. 13 A B C D Junda 2010, p. 65. 14 Wittchak 1993, pp. 11523. 15 Colligan, Daniel, 2007. Aphrodite of the Dawn. Indo-European Heritage in Greek Divine Epithets and Theonyms. Lettres Classicas. 11, 10534. Do. 10.1163.2350.3150.v0I11p105134. 16 Penglaze 1994, p. 164. 17 AB Bidika 1974, pp. 1516. 18 Cyrano 2010, pp. 2627. 19 Cyrano 2010, p. 26. 20 West 2000, pp. 13436. 21 West 2000, pp. 13738. 22 Wilson Wright, Aaron M. August 2019. Venuses. Name, the divine name Aphrodite as a Phoenician. Epithet. European Association of Biblical Studies. Annual Conference. Warsaw. 23 Chicago Assyrian Dictionary, Volume 2, p. 111. 24 M. Hammerstrom, Griechische Shatruskisch. Wörtliche Glotter, Zeitschrift für Griechisch und Latinische Sprache 11, 1921-1516. 25 ABC Frisk 1960, p. 196f. 26 AB West 2000, p. 134. 27 Etymologicum Magnum. 28 Obrahim, Sean David, the 22nd of June, 2021. A Student's Commentary on Ovid's Metamorphoses Book 10. United States, Huyler Blackwell. p. 80. ISBN 9781119770503. 29 The Cypriot syllabic script word aporoti. www.paleolexicon.com. Retrieved 24 April 2023. 30 Pesterino, Beatrice, 8 August 2022. Kypron. Politia, the political and administrative systems of the Classical Cypriot city kingdoms. Leiden, the Netherlands, Brill Publications. pp. 135136. ISBN 9789004520332. 31 Breitenberger 2007, pp. 812. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 32 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 4952. 33 AB Pavel 1987, p. 27. 34 AB Markovic 1996, pp. 4359. 35 Burkert 1985, pp. 15253. 36 Pausanias, Description of Greece, I14.7. 37 ABCD Breitenberger 2007, p8. 38 AB Breitenberger 2007, pp. 1011. 39 Penglaze 1994, p162. 40 Penglaze 1994, p163. 41 ABCDE Cyrano 2010, pp. 5152. 42 ABCDE Budin 2010, pp. 85-86, 96, 100, 10203. 112, 123, 125. 43 AB Graz 1984, p250. 44 AB Iosif and Lorber 2007, p77. 45 Penglaze 1994, pp. 16263. 46 ABC Canaris 2016, p169. 47 AB Burkert 1998, pp. 16. 48 Burkert 1998, pp. 141. 49 AB Dumezil 1934. 50 ABCDE Cyrano 2010, p24. 51 Penglaze 1994, pp. 16264. 52 ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 2425. 53 Cyrano 2010, p25. 54 ABC Bullock and Bullock 1993, p29. 55 ABCD Clark 2015, p381. 56 ABCD Kereni I 1951, p81. 57 Cyrano 2010, p28. 58 ABCDEFGH Kereni I 1951, p80. 59 Cyrano 2010, pp. 28-29. 60 Cyrano 2010, p35. 61 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 35-38. 62 Plato, Symposium 181 AD. 63 Richard L. Hunter, Plato's Symposium, Oxford University Press, 2004, pp. 44-47. 64 Suda, pi. 825. 65 Pausanias, Pyrageses 6.25.1, Aphrodite Pandemos. Was represented in the same temple riding on a goat. Symbol of purely carnal rut, the meaning of the tortoise and of the he-goat I leave to those who care to guess. Pausanias remarks. The image was taken up Again after the Renaissance, see Andrea Alciato. Emblemata / les emblems, 1584. 66 carat ABCD Cyrano 2010, p. 39. 67 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 39-40. 68 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 27. 69 carat Louis Richard Fonnel, 1896. The Cults of the Greek States. Clarendon Press. p. 666. 70 carat Koloski Ostro and Lyons 2000, pp. 230-31. 71 carat Rosenzweig 2004, pp. 15-16. 72 carat Simon 1983, pp. 49-50. 73 carat AB Simon 1983, p. 48. 74 carat Simon 1983, pp. 48-49. 75 carat Simon 1983, pp. 47-48. 76 carat Simon 1983, p. 49. 77 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 40. 78 carat AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 40-41. 79 carat ABCD Cyrano 2010, pp. 41-42. 80 carat ABC Markovic 1996, p. 49. 81 carat Black and Green 1992, p. 109. 82 carat AB Burkert 1985, p. 153. 83 carat AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 41-43. 84 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 43. 85 carat Wit 1997, p. 125. 86 carat Dunnan 2007, p. 258. 87 carat Laurel's Desk Reference Encyclopedia, the book. People, Haydock, 1995, p. 215. 88 carat ABCDEFGH Dunnan 2007, p. 257. 89 carat AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 127-28. 90 carat ABCDEF Cyrano 2010, p. 128. 91 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 128-29. 92 carat ABCDE Cyrano 2010, p. 130. 93 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 130-31. 94 carat Ames Lewis 2000, p. 194. 95 carat, 1, archived the 11th of May 2006 at the Wayback Machine. 96 carat Homer, Odyssey 8. 288, Herodotus I 105. Pausanias 3. 23. 1, Anacreon v9, Horace. Carmina I 4. 5. 97 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 21. 98 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 2021. 99 carat Hesiod, Theogony 191192. 100 carat ABC Kereni I 1951, p. 69. 101 carat AB Graves 1960, p. 37. 102 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 13-14. 103 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p29. 104 carat AB Pavel 1987, p25. 105 carat Homer, Iliad 5.370 and XX. 105. 106 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 14-15. 107 carat Apollodorus, 1.1.3. 108 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 53-61. 109 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 73-78. 110 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 50-72. 111 carat ABCDEFG Cyrano 2010, p72. 112 carat AB Kerenii 1951, p279. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 113 carat ABC Kerenii 1951, p72. 114 carat Kerenii 1951, pp. 72-73. 115 carat Kerenii 1951, pp. 73-74. 116 carat AB Kerenii 1951, p74. 117 carat Anderson 2000, pp. 131-32. 118 carat Gallagher, David, the 1st of January 2009. Avian and Serpentine. Brill Rodopi. ISBN 978-90-420-2709-1. 119 carat Lucian, Gallus 3, see also Scholiast on. Aristophanes, Birds 835, Eustathius, ad Odyssem. 1.300, Orsinius, the 26th of February 1927, Libanius, Progymnasmata. 2.26. 120 carat Homer, Odyssey 8.267 ff. 121 carat Homer, Iliad 18.382. 122 carat Hard, p. 202. 123 carat Stuttered 2016, p. 86. 124 carat Slater 1968, pp. 199-200. 125 carat Borna 1949, p1. 126 carat ABC Borna 1949, pp. 16. 127 carat Borna 1949, pp. 12. 128 carat The Satyr Aphrodite. British Museum. Archived. From the original on the 11th of April, 2020. 129 carat Nersessian, Vg, 2001. Bronze head of Aphrodite /Anahit. Treasures from the Ark, 1700 years of Armenian Christian art. Los Angeles, J. Paul. Getty Museum. pp. 114115. ISBN 9780892366392. 130 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p44. 131 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 44-45. 132 carat Cyrano 2010, p45. 133 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 45-46. 134 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 47. 135 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 47-48. 136 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 48. 137 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 48-49. 138 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 71-72. 139 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 72-73. 140 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 73. 141 carat ABCDEFGH Kereni I 1951, p. 176. 142 carat Powell 2012, p. 214. 143 carat Kereni I 1951, p. 283. 144 carat AB Priapus. Suda Online. Tr. Roscave. 10. August 2014. Entry. 145 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, p. 89. 146 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 90. 147 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 90-91. 148 carat ABCDE Cyrano 2010, p. 91. 149 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 92. 150 carat ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 92-93. 151 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 93. 152 carat Hesiod, Theogony 1008-10, Homer, Iliad 2.819. 21. 153 carat West 1997, p. 57. 154 carat Kereni I 1951, p. 67. 155 carat ABCDEF Cyrano 2010, p. 97. 156 carat Burkert 1985, pp. 176-77. 157 carat AB West 1997, pp. 530-31. 158 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 95. 159 carat AB Kereni I 1951, p. 75. 160 carat AB Kereni I 1951, pp. 75-76. 161 carat ABCDEFGHI Kereni I 1951, p. 76. 162 carat Lucian, Dialogues of the Gods Aphrodite and the Moon. 163 carat ABCD Cyrano 2010, p. 96. 164 carat Cameron 2004, p. 152. Some translations erroneously add Apollo as one of the men Aphrodite had sex with before Erymanthus saw her. 165 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 97-98. 166 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 98. 167 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 81. 168 carat Cyrano 2010, p80. 169 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 81-82. 170 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 82-83. 171 carat ABCDEFGH Rucker and Staples 2001, pp. 64-70. 172 carat AB McKinley 2001, p43. 173 carat AB Wasson 1968, p128. 174 carat AB McKinley 2001, pp. 43-44. 175 carat AB Clark 2015, pp. 90-91. 176 carat Clement, Exhortation to the Greeks, 4. 177 carat ABCDE Clark 2015, p91. 178 carat Powell 2012, p215. 179 carat Powell 2012, pp. 215-17. 180 carat ABC Powell 2012, p217. 181 carat Apollodorus, 3.14.3. 182 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 98-103. 183 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 98-99. 184 carat ABCDEF Cyrano 2010, p99. 185 carat Cyrano 2010, p100. 186 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 101. 187 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p101. 188 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p102. 189 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 10203. 190 carat Virgil, Georgics 3.26688, with Servius's note to line 268, hand, the Routledge Handbook of Greek Mythology, pp. 432, 663. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 191 carat Hyginus, Fabulae 250.3, 273.11, Pausanias, Guide to Greece 6.20.19. 192 carat Antoninus Liberalis, Metamorphoses, 21. 193 carat Apollodorus, 1.4.4. 194 carat Ovid's Metamorphoses, Book 10, English. Translation. Archived from the original on the 15th of June. 2012, retrieved the 11th of January 2021. 195 carat Diodorus Siculus, Bibliotheca Historica 5.55.47. 196 carat Parthenius, Erotica Pathemata 5. 197 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 10.298518. 198 carat Hansen 2004, pp. 28990. 199 carat Pseudo-Apollodorus, 3.14.3, 3.9.14 Laodis. 200 carat Apollodorus, Bibliotheca 1.3.3. 201 carat Scholia on Iliad 5.411. 202 carat AB Satsis on Lycophron 610. 203 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 14.476. 204 carat Aphrodite Myths 7 Roth, Greek mythology. 205 carat Pierre Grimal, The Dictionary of Classical Mythology. SV. Aeneas. 206 carat Hyginus, Fabulae 40. 207 carat Seneca, Phaedra 124. 208 carat Scholia on Euripides Hippolytus 47. 209 carat Ovid, Metamorphoses 4.192270, Hard, p. 45. 210 carat Pseudo-Plutarch, on Rivers, 14. 211 carat Hyginus, Astronomica 2.7.4. 212 carat Strillon, Rick, 1996. Paul, Artemis, and the Jews in Ephesus. Beheft Zeitschrift für die New Testament Wissenschaft. 80. Berlin, New York City, de Gruyter, 75. ISBN 9783110150209. ISSN 0171-6441. 213 carat Futura Pinheiro, Marilia P. Beale, Anton, Beck, Roger. The 29th of October, 2013. Intendi, Lecture Echoes of Myth. Religion and Ritual in the Ancient Novel. Berlin. Boston, de Gruyter. p. 18. ISBN 978-3-11-03118-1-5. 214 carat AB Walcott 1977, p. 31. 215 carat AB Walcott 1977, pp. 31-32. 216 carat ABCDEFG Walcott 1977, p. 32. 217 carat AB Bull 2005, pp. 346-47. 218 carat ABCD Walcott 1977, pp. 32-33. 219 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 85. 220 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 85-86. 221 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 35-36, 86-87. 222 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 36, 86-87. 223 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 87. 224 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 87-88. 225 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 88. 226 carat AB Cyrano 2010, p. 49. 227 carat Cyrano 2010, pp. 49-50. 228 carat ABCD Cyrano 2010, p. 50. 229 carat Burkert 2005, p. 300. 230 carat Burkert 2005, pp. 299-300. 231 carat Cyrano 2010, p. 36. 232 carat Homer, Iliad 21.41617. 233 carat Bremer, Jan N. 1996. Mythology. In Hornblower. And Sporforth, ed. The Oxford Classical Dictionary. 3rd ed. Oxford, Oxford University Press. pp. 1018. 1020 ISBN 01986617-2x. 234 Reeve, Michael D. 1996. Scholia. In Hornblower and Sporforth, ed. The Oxford Classical Dictionary. 3rd ed. Oxford, Oxford University Press. p. 1368. ISBN 01986617-2x. 235 Smith 1873, SV. Anchises. 236 ABCDE Kereny I 1951, p. 71. 237 Eros is usually mentioned as the son of Aphrodite. But in other versions he is apparentless primordial. 238 Diodorus Siculus, 4.6.5. Hermaphroditus, as he has been called, who was born of Hermes and Aphrodite and received a name which is a combination of those of both his parents. 239 Pindar, Olympian 7.14 makes her the daughter of Aphrodite, but does not mention any father. Herodorus. Fr 62 Fowler, Fowler 2001, p. 253, Apud Skol. Pindar Olympian 7.245, Fowler 2013, p. 591 make her the daughter of Aphrodite and Poseidon. 240 Graves, Robert, 1960. The Greek Myths. London. Penguin Books. pp. 70. ISBN 9780140171990. 241 Diodorus Siculus, 4.23.2. 242 Hesychius of Alexandria SV. Meligaunis, this is what the island Lipara was called. Also one of the daughters of Aphrodite. 243 Apollodorus, the 1st of September, 1925. 244 Servius on Aeneid, 1.574, 5.24. 245 Apollodorus, 3.14.3. 246 Hesiod, Theogony 98690, Pausanias. Description of Greece, 1.3.1, using the name Hemerophorios. 247 Gantz 1996, p. 104. 248 West 2008, p. 36. 249 ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 121122. 250 AB Lewis and Lou Ellen Jones 2018, p. 335. 251 AB Botterweck and Ringren 1990, p. 35. 252 ABC Cyrano 2010, p. 122. 253 Pepin, Ronald E. 2008. The Vatican. Mythographers. New York City, Fordham University Press. p. 76. ISBN 978-0-8232-2892-8. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 254 De Gubernatis, Angelo, 1872. Zoological Mythology, or The Legends of Animals. Volume 2. Trubner and Company. p. 305. ISBN 9780598541062. 255 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 121-23. 256 ABCDEFGH Tinkle 1996, p. 81. 257 Cyrano 2010, pp. 63, 96. 258 Pepin, Ronald E. 2008. The Vatican. Mythographers. New York City, Fordham University Press. p. 117. ISBN 978-0-8232-2892-8. 259 Cyrano 2010, p. 64. 260 Smith, William, 1861, Dictionary of Greek and Roman Biography and Mythology, Walton and Marbley, S. V. Mellis. 261 Cyrano 2010, p. 63. 262 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 63-64. 263 Cyrano 2010, pp. 123-124. 264 ABCDEF Havelock 2007, p. 86. 265 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 76-77. 266 AB Cyrano 2010, p. 106. 267 AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 106-107. 268 AB Cyrano 2010, p. 124. 269 Pittman 2003, pp. 910. 270 ABCD Grant 1989, p. 224. 271 Grant 1989, p. 225. 272 ABC Cyrano 2010, p. 77. 273 ABC Cyrano 2010, p. 76. 274 AB Grant 1989, pp. 224225. 275 AB Pelagia and Pollitt 1996, p. 98. 276 ABC Cyrano 2010, pp. 77-78. 277 ABCDE Cyrano 2010, p. 78. 278 Taylor 1993, pp. 96-97. 279 ABC Tinkle 1996, p. 80. 280 Link 1995, pp. 43-45. 281 AB Taylor 1993, p. 97. 282 AB Tinkle 1996, pp. 80-81. 283 ABCD Tinkle 1996, p. 82. 284 Tinkle 1996, pp. 10608. 285 Tinkle 1996, pp. 10708. 286 carat Tinkle 1996, p 108. 287 carat Fossi 1998, p 5. 288 carat Cunningham and Reek 2009, p 282. 289 carat Ames Lewis 2000, pp. 19395. 290 carat ABCDE Ames Lewis 2000, p 193. 291 carat A Beatonaglee 1997, p 148. 292 carat AB Boards 2005, p 189. 293 carat AB Hill 2007, p 155. 294 carat ABCDE Tintero 1999, p 358. 295 carat McPhee 1986, pp. 66-67. 296 carat Gay 1998, p 128. 297 carat ABC McPhee 1986, p 66. 298 carat Gay 1998, p 129. 299 carat ABC Smith 1996, pp. 14546. 300 carat AB Smith 1996, p 146. 301 carat Larkter 2017, pp. 56-58. 302 carat Cyrano 2010, p 131. 303 carat ABCDEF Larkter 2017, p 58. 304 carat ABCD Hiscock 2017, p unpaginated. 305 carat Clark 2015, pp. 35455. 306 carat Clark 2015, p 355. 307 carat Clark 2015, p 364. 308 carat AB Clark 2015, pp. 36162. 309 carat Clark 2015, p 363. 310 carat Clark 2015, pp. 36364. 311 carat ABC Brooks and Alden 1980, pp. 83644. 312 carat AB Clark 2015, p 369. 313 carat Clark 2015, pp. 36971. 314 carat Clark 2015, pp. 37274. 315 carat AB Cyrano 2010, pp. 13435. 316 carat Cyrano 2010, p 135. 317 carat Clifton 2006, p 139. 318 carat Pizza and Lewis 2009, pp. 32728. 319 carat ABCDE Clifton 2006, p 141. 320 carat AB Gallagher 2005, pp. 10910. 321 carat AB Sabin 2010, p 125. 322 carat Sabin 2010, pp. 3-4. 323 Gallagher 2005, p. 110. 324 Sabin 2010, p. 124. 325 World, Matthew Brunwasser Pris The Olympus Mount, the 20th of June, 2013. The Greeks who worship the ancient gods. BBC News. 326 ABCD Alexander 2007, p. 23. 327 Alexander 2007, p. 9. 328 Alexander 2007, pp. 22-23. 329 This chart is based upon Hesiod's Theogony, unless otherwise noted. 330 according to Homer, Iliad 1.57579, 14.338. Odyssey 8.312, Hephaestus was apparently the son of Hera and Zeus, see Gantz, p. 74. 331 according to Hesiod, Theogony 927929. Hephaestus was produced by Hera alone, with no father, see Gantz, p. 74. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 332 according to Hesiod's Theogony 886890, of Zeus' children by his 7 wives, Athena was the first to be conceived, but the last to be born. Zeus impregnated Metis, then swallowed her. Later Zeus himself gave birth to Athena from his head, see Gantz, pp. 51-52, 83-84. 333 according to Hesiod, Theogony 183-200. Aphrodite was born from Uranus' severed genitals, see Gantz, pp. 99-100. 334 according to Homer, Aphrodite was the daughter of Zeus, Iliad 3.374, 20.105, Odyssey 8.308. 320, and Dian, Iliad 5.37071, see Gantz, pp. 99-100. General and cited references. Homer, The Iliad with an English translation by A.T. Murray, Ph.D. in 2 volumes. Cambridge, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann, Limited 1924. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Hesiod, Theogony, in the Homeric Hymns and Homerica with an English translation by Hugh G. Evelyn White. Cambridge, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1914. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Evelyn White, Hugh, The Homeric Hymns and Homerica with an English translation by Hugh G. Evelyn White. Homeric Hymns. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1914. Pindar, Odes, Diane Anson Svalian. 1990. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Euripides, The Complete Greek Drama, edited by Whitney J. Oates and Eugene O'Neill, Jr. in 2 volumes. 2. The Phoenici, translated by E. P. Coleridge. New York. Random House. 1938. Apollonius Rhodius, Argonautica translated by Robert Cooper Seton, 1853-1915, R.C. Loeb Classical Library Volume 001 London, William Heinemann Limited, 1912. Online version at the Topos Text Project. Apollodorus, The Library, with an English translation by Sir James George Fraser, FBA, FRS in 2 volumes. Cambridge, Ma, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1921. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Pausanias Description of Greece with an English translation by W.H.S. Jones, lit.d, and H.A. Ormerod, M.A. in 4 volumes. Cambridge, Ma, Harvard University Press, London, William Heinemann Limited 1918. Online version at the Perseus Digital Library. Diodorus Siculus, Bibliotheca Historica. Vol 1-2. Immanuel Becker. Ludwig Dindorf. Friedrich Vogel. Inedibus B.G. Tbneri. Leipzig. 1888-1890. Greek text available at the Perseus Digital Library. Ovid, Metamorphoses. Translated by A. D. Melville, Introduction and Notes by E. J. Kenny. Oxford University Press. 2008. ISBN 978-0-19-953737-2. Hyginus, Gaius Julius, The Myths of Hyginus. Edited and translated by Maria Grant, Lawrence, University of Kansas. Press, 1960. Gaius Julius Hyginus, Astronomica from the Myths of Hyginus, translated and edited by Mary Grant. University of Kansas. Publications in Humanistic Studies. Online version at the Topos Text Project. Ames Lewis, Francis, 2000, The Intellectual Life of the Early Renaissance Artist, New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University Press, ISBN 0-300-09295-4. Alexander, Timothy J., 2007, Hellenismos Today, 1st ed., Lulu Press, Inc., ISBN 978-1-43-1427-1. Anderson, Graham, 2000, Fairytale in the Ancient World, London, Routledge, pp. 13132, ISBN 978-0-415-23702-4. Arscott, Caroline, Scott, Katie, eds. 2000, Manifestations of Venus, Art and Sexuality, Critical Perspectives in Art. History, Manchester, Manchester University Press, ISBN 978-0719055225. Black, Jeremy, Green, Anthony, 1992, Gods, Demons and Symbols of Ancient Mesopotamia, An Illustrated Dictionary. London, The British Museum Press, ISBN 0-7141-1705-6. Bediker, Deborah, 1974, Aphrodite's Entry into Greek Epic, Leiden, Germany, Brill, pp. 1516, ISBN missing. Beeks, Robert S. P. 2009, Etymological Dictionary of Greek, Volume 1, Leiden and Boston, Brill, ISBN 978-90-04-17418-4. Borner, Campbell, 1949, Kestis Imars and the Saltire of Aphrodite, The American Journal of Philology, 71, The Johns Hopkins University Press, 16, do. 10.2307/290961, JSTOR 290961. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Boards, Philippe, 2005, Jacques Louis David, Empire to Exile, New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University, ISBN 0-300. 10447-2. Botterweck, G. Johannes, Ringgren, Helmer, 1990, Theological Dictionary of the Old Testament, Volume 6, Grand Rapids, Michigan, WMB Edmunds Publishing Company, ISBN 0-8028-2330-0. Breitenberger, Barbara, 2007, Aphrodite and Eros, The Development of Greek Erotic Mythology, New York and London. Routledge, ISBN 978-0-415-96823-2. Brooks, Richard A. Alden, Douglas W. 1980, A Critical Bibliography of French Literature, Volume 6, Syracuse, New York. Syracuse University Press, ISBN 0-8156-2207-4. Bull, Malcolm, 2005, The Mirror of the Gods, How Renaissance Artists Rediscovered the Pagan Gods, Oxford, Oxford University Press, ISBN 0-19-521923-6. Bullock, Vern L. Bullock, Bonnie, 1993, Cross-Dressing, Sex, and Gender, reprint ed., Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania Press, p. 29, ISBN 978-0812214314. Budin, Stephanie L. 2010, Aphrodite in Opplian, in Smith, Amy C. Pickup, Sadie, eds, Brill's Companion to Aphrodite. Brill's Companions in Classical Studies, Leiden, the Netherlands, Brill Publishers, pp. 85-86, 96, 100, 10203, 112, 123. 125, ISBN 978-9047444503. Burkert, Walter, 1985, Greek Religion, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, ISBN 0-674-36281-0. Burkert, Walter, 1998, 1992, The Orientalizing Revolution, Near Eastern Influence on Greek Culture in the Early Archaic Age, Harvard University Press, ISBN 978-0674643642. Burkert, Walter, 2005, Chapter 20, Near Eastern Connections, in Foley, John Miles, ed., A Companion to Ancient Epic, New York and London, Blackwell Publishing, ISBN 978-1-4051-0524-8. Cameron, Alan, 2004. Greek Mythography in the Roman World. New York City, New York, Oxford University Press. ISBN 0-19-517121-7. Clark, Nora, 2015, Aphrodite and Venus in Myth and Mimesis, Cambridge, England, Cambridge Scholars Publishing. ISBN 978-1-4038-7127-3. Clifton, Chas S. 2006, Her Hidden Children, The Rise of Wicca and Paganism in America, Lanham, Maryland, Altamira Press. ISBN 978-0-7591-0201-9. Cunningham, Lawrence S. Reek, John J. 2009, Culture and Values, Volume 2, A Survey of the Humanities with Readings, Cengage Learning, ISBN 978-0-495-56926-8. Cyrano, Monica S. 2010, Aphrodite, Gods and Heroes of the Ancient World, New York and London, Routledge. ISBN 978-0-415-77523-6. Delcourt, Marie, 1961, Hermaphrodite, Myths and Rites of the Bisexual Figure in Classical Antiquity, translated by Nicholson, Jennifer, London, Studio Books, p. 27. Dumézil, Georges, 1934, Auranos Varana, Étude de mythologie comparée Indo-Européenne, Paris. Maisonneuve, ISBN missing. Dunand, Françoise, 2007, The Religious System in Alexandria, in Ogden, Daniel, ed., A Companion to Greek Religion, Malden, Massachusetts, Oxford, England, and Victoria, Australia, Blackwell Publishing, pp. 25363, ISBN 978-1. 4051-2054-8. Fossi, Gloria, 1998, Botticelli. Primavera. Inglese ed., Gianti Editor Firenze, Italy, ISBN 978-88-09-214590. Frisk, Jalmar, 1960, Griechisches Etymologisches Wörterbuch, Volume 1, Heidelberg, Carl Winter, pp. 196f. Gallagher, Anne-Marie, 2005, The Wicker Bible, The Definitive Guide to Magic and the Craft, New York, Sterling Publishing Company, Inc., ISBN 1-4027-3008-X. Gantz, Timothy, 1996, Early Greek Myth, A Guide to Literary and Artistic Sources, Johns Hopkins University Press. ISBN 978-0-8018-5360-9. Gay, Peter, 1998, Pleasure Wars, The Bourgeois Experience, Victoria to Freud, New York and London, W. W. Norton and Company, ISBN 0-393-31827-3. Grant, Michael, 1989, The Classical Greeks, History of Civilization, New York, Charles Scribner's Sons, ISBN 0-684. 19126-1. Graves, Robert, 1960, 1955, The Greek Myths, London, Penguin, ISBN 978-0241952740. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Graz, F. 1984, Eck, W. ed., Women, War, and Warlike Divinities, Zeitschrift für Papyrologie und Epigraphik, 55, 55. Bonn, Dr. Rudolf Habelt GmbH, 250, JSTOR 20184039. Hansen, William, 2004, Handbook of Classical Mythology, Saint Barbara, ABC Clio, ISBN 978-1576072264. Hart, Robin, The Routledge Handbook of Greek Mythology, based on H.J. Rose's Handbook of Greek Mythology. Psychology Press, 2004, ISBN 9780415186360. Google Books. Havelock, Christine Mitchell, 2007, 1995, The Aphrodite of Knidos and Her Successors, A Historical Review of the Female Nude in Greek Art, Ann Arbor, University of Michigan Press, ISBN 978-0-472-03277-8. Hill, Laban Carrick, 2007, A Brush with Napoleon, An Encounter with Jacques Louis David, Art Encounters, New York. Watson Guptill Publications, ISBN 978-0-8230-0417-1. Hiscock, Andrew, 2017, Suppose Thou Dost Defend Me from What Is Past, Shakespeare's Venus and Adonis and the Rape of Lewis and the Appetite for Ancient Memory, in Hiscock, Andrew, Wilder, Lena Perkins, eds, The Routledge. Handbook of Shakespeare and Memory, New York and London, Routledge, ISBN 978-1-315-74594-7. Iosif, Panagiotis, Lorber, Catherine, 2007, Laodice and the Goddess Nikephorus, PDF, El Antiquite Classique, 76. 77, do. 10.3404-antic.2007.2618, ISSN 0770-2817, JSTOR 41665635. Jander, Michael, 2005, Elysian. Entwicklung und Entwicklung der griechischen Religion, Innsbruck, Institut für Sprachen und Literatur, ISBN 978-38512470022. Jander, Michael, 2010, Die Musik nach dem Chaos, der Skopfunksmythos der Europäischen Welt, Innsbruck, Institut für Sprachen und Literatur, ISBN 978-385124227. Canaris, Michael D. 2016, The Greek Gods in Modern Scholarship, Interpretation and Belief in 19th Century and Early 20th Century Germany and Britain, Oxford, Oxford University Press, ISBN 978-0-19-873789-6. Kerenyi, Carl, 1951, The Gods of the Greeks, London, Thames and Hudson, ISBN 0-500-27048-1. Koloski-Ostro, Anne Olga, Lyons, Claire L. 2000, Naked Truths, Women, Sexuality, and Gender in Classical Art and Archaeology, New York and London, Routledge, pp. 230-31. ISBN 0415217520. Larkter, Peter, 2017, All Adonises Must Die, Shakespeare's Venus and Adonis and the Episodic Imaginary, in Maropodi. Michel, ed., Shakespeare and the Visual Arts, The Italian Influence, New York and London, Routledge, ISBN 978-1. 315-21225-8. Lewis, Sean, Lou Ellen Jones, Lloyd, 2018, The Culture of Animals in Antiquity, a Sourcebook with Commentaries, New York and London, Routledge, ISBN 978-1-315-20160-3. Link, Luther, 1995, The Devil, A Mask Without a Face, London, Reaction Books, ISBN 0-948462-67-1. Markovic, Miroslav, 1996, From Ishtar to Aphrodite, Journal of Aesthetic Education, 39, 243-59. Do. 10.2307/3333191, JSTA 3333191. McKinley, Catherine L. 2001, Reading the Ovidian Heroine, Metamorphoses Commentaries 1100-1618, Leiden, The Netherlands, Brill, ISBN 90-04-11796-2. Mphi, Peter, 1986, Proceedings of the 5th George Rood Seminar in French History, Wellington, New Zealand. Victoria University of Wellington, History Department. Pelagia, Olga, Pollitt, J.J. 1996, Personal Styles in Greek Sculpture, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press, ISBN 0-521-65738-5. Penglaze, Charles, 1994, Greek Myths and Mesopotamia, Parallels and Influence in the Homeric Hymns and Hesiod. New York, Routledge, ISBN 0-415-15706-4. Pittman, Joanna, 2003. On Blondes. New York City and London, Bloomsbury. ISBN 978-1-58234-402-7. Pizza, Murphy, Lewis, James R. 2009, Handbook of Contemporary Paganism, Leiden, The Netherlands, Brill. ISBN 978-90-04-16373-7. Powell, Barry B. 2012, 2004, Myths of Aphrodite, Artemis, Athena, Classical Myth, 7th ed., London, Pearson. pp. 21135, ISBN 978-0-205-17607-6. Pavel, Jaron, 1987, Comparative Mythology, Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins University Press, ISBN 0-8018-3938-6. Pyron Delforge, Vincian, 1994, L'Aphrodite grecque, Contribution à l'étude de ses cultes et de sa personnalité dans le Panthéon archaïque classique, Athens, Centre International d'études de la Religion Grecque Antique, Knoz. Supplement, 4. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Rosenzweig, Rachel, 2004, Worshipping Aphrodite, Art and Cult in Classical Athens, Ann Arbor, University of Michigan. Press, ISBN 0-472-11332-1. Ruck, Carl, Staples, Blaze Daniel, 2001, The Apples of Apollo, Pagan and Christian Mysteries of the Eucharist, Durham. North Carolina, Carolina Academic Press, pp. 6470, ISBN 0-89089-924-X. Sabin, Thea, 2010, Wicca for Beginners, Fundamentals of Philosophy and Practice, Woodbury, Minnesota, Llewellyn. Worldwide, ISBN 978-0-7387-1775-3. Simon, Erica, 1983, Festivals of Attica, An Archaeological Companion, Madison, University of Wisconsin Press, ISBN 0-299-09184-8. Slater, Philip Elliott, 1968, The Glory of Hera, Greek Mythology and the Greek Family, Princeton, New Jersey, Princeton University Press, ISBN 0-691-00222-3. Smith, Allison, 1996, The Victorian Nude, Sexuality, Morality, and Art, Manchester, Manchester University Press, ISBN 0-7190-4403-0. Smith, William, 1873, Dictionary of Greek and Roman Biography and Mythology, London. John Murray. Stuttard, David, 2016, Greek Mythology, A Traveller's Guide, London and New York, Thames and Hudson, ISBN 978-0500-518328. Taylor, Joni. 1993, Christians and the Holy Places, The Myth of Jewish-Christian Origins, Oxford, Oxford University Press, ISBN 0-19-814785-6. Tinagli, Paola, 1997, Women in Italian Renaissance Art, Gender, Representation and Identity, Manchester, Manchester University Press, ISBN 0-7190-4054-X. Tinkle, Teresa, 1996, Medieval Venuses and Cupids, Sexuality, Hermeneutics, and English Poetry, Stanford, California, Stanford University Press, ISBN 978-0804725156. Tintero, Gary, 1999, Paris, 1841-1867, Portraits by Ingres, Image of an Epoch, New York, The Metropolitan Museum of Art, ISBN 0-87099-891-9. Walcott, P. April 1977, The Judgment of Paris, Greece and Rome, 24, 1, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press, 31. 39, do. 10.1017483500019616, JSTOR 642687, S2 SID 1625733370. Wasson, R. Gordon, 1968, Summer, Divine Mushroom of Immortality, San Diego, California, Harcourt Brace Jovanovic. P. 128, ISBN 0-15-683800-1. West, M.L. 2008, 1993, Greek Lyric Poetry, A New Translation by M.L. West, Oxford, Oxford University Press. ISBN 978-0-19-954039-6. West, M.L. 1997, The East Face of Helicon, West Asiatic Elements in Greek Poetry and Myth, Oxford, England. Clarendon Press, p. 57, ISBN 0-19-815221-3. West, M.L. 2000, The Name of Aphrodite, Glotter, 76, 1./2. H. Göttingen, Germany, Vandenhoek and Ruprecht, GmbH and Company Kilogram 13438, JSTOR 402671003. Witczak, Krzysztof Tomasz, in Polish, 1993, Lambert Isbaert, ed., Greek Aphrodite and Her Indo-European Origins. Miscellanea Linguistica Greco-Latina, NAMA, Société des Études Classiques, 11523, ISBN missing. Witt, Reginald Eldred, 1997, Isis in the Ancient World, Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins University Press, ISBN 0-8018-5642-6. Wunderlich, Hans-Georg, 1987, The Secret of Crete, Translated by Winston, R. P. 134, ISBN missing. External links. Aphrodite from the Thea Project. Information from classical literature, Greek and Roman art. The glory which was Greece from a female perspective. Sappho's hymn to Aphrodite, with a brief explanation. Warburg Institute Iconographic Database, ca 2450 images of Aphrodite. Categories: Aphrodite, beauty goddesses, characters in the Argonautica, characters in the Odyssey. Children of Zeus, consorts of Dionysius, consorts of Hephaestus, Cypriot, mythology, deities in the Iliad. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Divine women of Zeus, extramarital relationships, fertility goddesses, Greek love and lust goddesses. Chorotrophoi, metamorphoses, characters, new religious movement, deities, nudity in mythology. Prostitution, sexuality in ancient Greece, temporary marriages, 12 Olympians, Venusian deities. Planetary goddesses, women of Mars, women of Hermes, women of Poseidon. Women of the Trojan War. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.